Coming to you live off of the Sea Turtle's back. It's turtle time in the morning. Welcome to Turtle Time.
Like extra early for him.
Hey everyone. And yeah, it's like 7 for him. So
Gotcha.
it's me, Donnie, and with me is Andrew. Elusive Andrew.
I'm not elusive. I'm just at work all the time.
Eh,
I try to be here.
when we appreciate you.
Good morning for those of you who it is the morning. Oh god. I don't know who that is though. Probably no one right now.
Yeah, so I mean Colin's there, if nothing else.
True. What'd it do? Call.
Yeah.
God.
He said he'll hop on in a bit.
Cool.
This is the cover for one of our chapters. Death to the Queen, right?
Yeah, that's the idea. I'm thinking I'm gonna. Oh, God, I gotta switch my brushes around. I'm so.
Colin's like,
scatterbrained.
this already looks badass.
Thanks. It's supposed to be like a ground shot that looks not like that at all. I'll do that later.
Yeah. I imagine when you put something in the foreground, it'll like the perspective will make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put like for now. This. And then
yeah.
It's hard to tell what that is right now, but
I was like, I know it's an eye patch, but like it just looked like a fucking
turd.
I was gonna say it looked like the ground was splitting open.
Oh yeah.
Like a fucking Sarlacc pit or something. Fucking Beth is like thong.
Is what?
Beth said thong.
Thong. It looks like these guys just like went skinny dipping.
Dude, fucking everyone's here. Colin's in chat, Beth's in chat, Brian's in chat.
It does look like a thong though. She's
Brian,
right.
Brian's like, what the F? Oh.
How do I make it look less like a thong? I mean, even adding like dimension to it, it's still gonna look like a thong. Ah.
So
why are you doing this? Anyway.
Brian's like, I hop on and just see thong from Beth. I mean that's what we deal with here. So I was talking with Spine about the pirate he's going to draw, and he wants to draw a female pirate.
Okay.
He joked a big titty pirate. I'm like,
I think Beth specifically requested we don't do that unless she just happens to be busty. But like, if it's gonna be like sexy pirate, I think we were like, nah. And by sexy, I mean like slutty pirate. No, I mean like fan service pirate. There we go.
Yeah. No, he's professional. It's just I think he's mostly joking.
Good. Not on my Christian Minecraft server.
Yeah. Not on my fucking was it Fortnite that kids play?
Sometimes.
Yeah, um, so yeah, this is the final chapter of our adventure.
Yeah.
The exciting climax where the party will face the notorious daughter of Ambacca, Wyvern, the pirate queen.
That's her name.
Yeah, that's her full legal name.
Yeah.
The notorious daughter of Ambacca, Wyvern, the pirate queen. There's a lot of hyphens in there. Um, yeah. So Andrew,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think of the adventure so far?
Well, it depends. As far as like, well, actually, it doesn't depend. So far, so good. I think it's a different. I think it's a strange take for a pirate campaign because I don't know. It feels very much like the beginning of like a video game where it's like you know nothing and then you're like trained how to become a pirate. It sounds like it's geared towards main characters like learning how to be a pirate and like I don't know, it feels like the first chapter of a video game. Um, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
just from what I've seen. I haven't read everything yet, and I don't know what happens in the later half of the story. But just the whole like you meet a pirate who shows you the ropes, and then you meet a guy who helps you get um, your ship going and all that stuff, and you got to work for him, and it just
Yeah.
sounds a lot.
I mean, you're not wrong, but these are the first chapters of like someone's adventure, you know?
Yeah, and that's I'm not saying there's anything bad about that either. Um, but I think in a way that actually helps. Like if people want to bring this setting into a campaign they're already playing, the only issue with that would be is leveling. But as a DM, you've got to adjust levels and stuff anyway, and you can at least take like the story and create your own monsters and stuff. I think like if you're not sure how to bring an established party into a pirate setting, because I feel like that's a hard setting to shift to without having it in mind in the first place. So I think like if you're in like a typical fantasy setting, but you feel like doing pirates without replacing any characters you have, I think this setting might be cool for that because like there is the whole like getting you started, like the whole hey, you're gonna go meet this guy, he's going to show you, and you don't have to play it that way. You don't have to play it like you don't know what pirates are. But I think it's really cool for like new people who don't want to play new characters. But like
Yeah.
I think at the very least, it's a book that would serve as like great like brainstorming fuel for someone making their own campaign and wanting to switch to pirates.
Yeah. And a way I view some of our stuff is like I know a lot of people who use like pre-made adventures. Um, they like I know a okay number of them do so because they don't have a lot of experience making their own campaigns, so they don't have the time, right? And
Yeah.
so I feel like having that, especially for newer DMs, having that guiding hand can be beneficial. You know?
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's the thing, like like we got that review about like being too hand-holdy. It's like it's better that we're hand-holdy, so that way you can say like it allows you to come in and do your own thing and not make it as hand-holdy. It's better that we're hand-holdy than not, because if we're not at all, then it sounds like our story has no direction. So it's like I would rather be hand-holdy than like too loose on the reins and you all get lost because if you get lost because of the DM and because of you guys, then that's on you. But like if you get lost because our book does not tell you like a coherent story or at least a coherent like explanation of the way things are
Yeah.
I don't know, working, it's like that's worse because then you're lost. At least with handholdy, you can just say, "You guys can do whatever you want. I don't have to tell you the rules here." Like it's so much easier to ignore that, and so
Yeah.
it's like I actually think all books should be kind of that way.
Yeah, and another way I see it, just from like a production standpoint, is this isn't necessarily a content book. This is a story, a playable story,
Yeah, that's true.
And stories have direction. They lead you from point A to point B, and along that way, that's where the DM, you know, guides, but also allows the players that freedom, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think yeah, and that's the thing. You can switch anything in and out.
Yeah.
Like if you're new to D&D and you don't know how to do that, then that's why you're playing this campaign anyway. Because it's for character level 1 to 5, so you don't need to change anything out, and you can just go as the book says. That way you have like a good stepping stone to learn. But then if you are an experienced DM and you know how to switch things in and out, then it's still not a problem. So I don't know. I think I guess I kind of turned into ranting about that one review we got like several months ago.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No, I get it.
comparing Gift of the Web to this, I guess, is where my mind went.
Yeah, and see, that's another thing though, is while our writing style is the same, we're not the same. Like this is so much more ambitious and higher quality than Gift of the Web was.
I will take your word for it because I have not. I mean, ambitious, yeah. But I don't know if it's higher quality yet because I've not read anything. I've only seen some art, and the art is great, but I don't know.
So,
I don't know how much of it.
the art overall is higher quality, in my opinion, but also like the monsters are made and balanced.
That's true. That's true.
Because we actually have our mathematician over there. The we have a lot more world building and stuff going on. Because Gift of the Web is kind of standalone.
Yeah.
Alright, Brian, don't become Beth, please. He's like, hello, it is I. It just reminds me of Declan. It's me.
When does Beth do that? Like in her streams or something?
She does that sometimes, like when we talk about her or something.
I think instead of her eye patch in the sand, I'll do that necklace she had on.
Okay.
That might help. And at the worst, it'll look like a shell.
Yeah.
And, if the queen doesn't actually die at the end of your campaign, then it can be a shell. Or her necklace just fell off.
Yeah.
Or maybe there's a point where they find it in the ground. And that doesn't mean she's dead.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's open to interpretation.
Yeah. Yeah, because we're for Nolan.
Yeah. So, something that, so Gift of the Web was standalone, right? It's in a set location that's not a part of our larger world that we've built since then. Whereas, West Kenza Sea, that's a part of Cerulean. As we make more projects, we're going to stay in Cerulean.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll have references to this book and this area. Because, that's just how the world is, To, ignore it would be like saying, Asia doesn't exist or something.
Yeah.
Well, you get what I'm saying. It's not like we're doing This is Australia. And then ignore Australia, and now this is England.
Yeah.
No, it's a larger world. Things are interconnected and such.
And such. Um, okay.
And yeah, so like for example, the Dwarven Empire and the Dwarven colonies. The colonies spawn from the Empire, and then the Empire will have like resources from those colonies. And so, and then you have
Bonsoir.
Francois.
Did you say that?
No.
Oh, I was like, is Kaz here?
But yeah, so and then like the Elven Empire, they'll have aspects tied into places. I mean, as we develop, we'll we'll figure things out as we go.
Oh, my pressure's not working. I knew something was weird.
Yeah. So Andrew,
Yeah.
did you read about our next two ideas?
Yeah, I don't remember though.
So idea one was Sticks and Stones.
Okay.
It takes place in like a bayou-esque area,
Yeah.
and it involves like these fake creatures who at one point during that adventure um, causes the party to shrink down.
Okay.
It basically like enchants or curses them, you know.
Yeah.
And so like what we're thinking is about having that be like on a similar scale to Gift of the Web.
Okay. So like.
So much smaller than this one. That way we can have like a break from one of these like large ass projects.
Yeah.
While still getting stuff done, building on the world, uh, using ideas that might not constitute like a large adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'd be easily worked into other people's campaigns too, I think. The current ones.
Yeah. And then the other idea is called Liquid Gold. Oh, hey Twist.
What up?
How are you?
Boy?
But
I'm gonna have to do something real quick.
so it's called Liquid Gold. It is based on the drug, the Kenza Lotus. So that drug gets refined to something called lotus oil,
Mm-hmm.
and it's basically like a noir investigative thing, like where you're trying to find the source of this drug trade and basically cut that out of the underbelly of the city.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually
Yeah.
think that's kind of cool. Is that one gonna be like shorter too?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and this is kind of catching you up while I have time. So what we're thinking is, so having a large adventure like West Kenza Sea,
Mm-hmm.
and then two short ones, and then going back to a large one.
Okay. Yeah.
And so, and then the schedule would fall onto the like the solstice and the equinox.
Mm-hmm.
So this would be planned to be released around like the summer solstice, is what we're thinking.
Okay.
And then so like Sticks and Stones would be like the fall equinox.
Sorry. So like 2 a year.
Well then liquid gold would be in the winter solstice. So
Oh
3.
wait. Oh, okay.
And then with some side projects as well, like the
Yeah.
monster manual we're working on, that would be planned for the spring equinox.
Yeah. It'd be cool for like, and also giving us time to like make like tokens and maps and stuff for
Yeah.
should Patreon ever become a thing or whatever.
Yeah, and so like we'll have those little side projects scattered like along with the big things.
Mm-hmm.
And so like for this one, the ship mechanics and the monster manual, but then like for the one in the summer, maybe we'll have I don't know, like Brian's Dragon book or something. Though that will be the release of Ambacca, so it might not need something as well. Just this is kind of like a general idea we're thinking of.
Yeah. Um, I am terrible at drawing certain things. Like large objects. If I have references, I can draw them without much of an issue. But I'm having issues right now.
Would it help if like half the ship is like underwater?
I'm thinking, like, yeah, like, that is awful, but that is just, obviously, it's just a placeholder for what
Yeah,
will be. What I'm gonna do is probably not focus too much on it right now
yeah,
and
I get
look
you.
up, like, references later to make it work better. And I guess it'd be like a triangle shape with, like,
Yeah, so I think my main role has been delegated to naming our adventures because I'm a clever boy at times.
okay,
I like my names.
I'm just kidding. I don't have an issue so far.
Um, like Sticks and Stones is not like it's an idea we had like back in the fall when we were trying to figure out what we're gonna be making next.
Yeah,
But I'm proud of Liquid Gold.
I
Um,
like the Beverly Hillbillies.
what?
I like the Beverly Hillbillies.
It's a reference to something?
Uh, yeah, the opening song, they talk about him finding uh gold because they become rich. They're hillbillies, and they become rich. Like one of them went out hunting or something. I cannot remember the theme song says it every time. He like shoots and misses, but he strikes oil when he does, and he finds like an oil pocket, and the family becomes rich and move to the Beverly Hills, and so they're the Beverly Hillbillies, and it's great. But whenever he shoots it and he goes something about him finding gold, and he goes oil, that is liquid gold. Yeah,
Okay.
you
Um,
know, really long explanation there for something very simple.
yeah. See, and that's kind of like the general idea, though, is because it's lotus oil.
Hmm. Yeah.
And so I pat myself on the back for that one. Um, so some other ideas we had. So there's other main areas, right, in the world. Um,
Mhm.
there's Mount Lantwin, which is our dragonborn volcano.
Yeah.
And something we're thinking for there is in the volcano having a mega dungeon.
Yeah.
And I was thinking of naming that one, because I apparently have nothing better to do than come up with these. Is Mount Lantwin, and I called it Trial or Path of Scales. Yeah, Mount Lantwin, the Path of Scales.
Cool.
Yeah. There another option we are thinking of is like the Elven capital.
Mm-hmm.
And their Majocracy, as per Brian's request.
Of course they are.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a bad idea. It's just, of course, that's what Brian wants.
Yeah. And so he, as his quest, the Majocracy is magic.
Yeah.
And so that one would probably make like a spell book to go with it. Not
Well,
what?
go on. Brian has a ton of ideas for that already because of his own campaign setting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not sure what the adventure would be about though.
It can be about men. Hey, there's Kaz. It can be about like the party finding broken bodies of people who people were attempting to turn into gods, and instead they failed in doing so, and so now you have to go kill the people who were trying to turn them into gods. So like my grandpa, for example, in Brian's campaign has been missing, and then I think my theory is that he was taken to be turned into this it's called a vessel for some god, but his body didn't work out right. So now he's like this weird creature that hunts down different things. I don't know yet, but Brian won't tell me that that's what's going on. But it's like a war between the Drow and the Elven Kingdom. So like the legit answer like to what we could do would be like an elven, like a mage war would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
I see lots of war with swords and horses and stuff like that. I feel like this one would be cool if we had like instead of like massive scale wars, which is still awesome, you have like massive magic strikes against enemy cities, kind of like nuking, but with magic, and maybe a little. We'll try and not be controversial about it.
So what you're saying is, don't drop a magic bomb on Nagasaki.
Well, yeah, like we have like one like the group of elves, like maybe the party has to. The whole goal is like, hey, we're gonna meteor swarm this city, but we need people capable of casting the spell to do it. We don't have that resource right now, or like, or maybe it's like a mega meteor swarm. I don't know, something that just like the party like would have to go and get like the resources for so they can strike on this city, but they have to do it before. Like it's like a race to see who can bomb the other like the enemy territory first. But you have to do a lot of preparation to get there.
What about an Elven Cold War?
Okay, so like they're just scared that they're gonna bomb each other.
Well, it's like they're both amassing these powerful spells, and like maybe there's like a one now guaranteed victory, and they're like racing to find it in like this.
Yeah, it's like an elven ear measuring contest.
Another idea based on something you said before is, if we want it to be a more localized thing, maybe, like you said, they're trying to create a god or summon a god or something,
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, maybe like this group is doing experiments on people, um, and so like they're trying to alter people with magic to either make them gods or um, you know, basically like you said, become a vessel for a god.
Yeah, and that is kind of what's happening in Brian's campaign. But I don't think Brian would mind if we stole some of his campaign ideas as inspiration.
Less work for him.
No. Oh, less work for him. I thought you said let us work for him, and I'm like, no.
No, he works for us.
Yeah,
Specifically me.
and me.
I mean,
I'm Andrew. I work for you, so
yeah,
that.
you have Kaz.
Yeah, I guess you're doing away.
Yeah, Kaz is your bitch. Brian has Puma.
I mean, that's not how it be, but okay, Dan.
No,
Dan, this isn't how you run a business.
we are technically a business now, aren't we?
It's like, tell me,
Oh,
Kaz,
is it? Yeah.
are you a business owner?
Yes, I own two. Well,
Really?
not technically.
Ah, then see, that's not the same.
Like I haven't got the paperwork, but I won't run. Like I'm not gonna be running it into the ground with my personality. Sorry, Don, I was reading. I'm very sorry. No, I shouldn't have said that. Was hella mean.
Yeah, that was kind of funny.
It was
I'm
funny.
sorry.
Nah,
that was fun.
it made me laugh.
Yeah.
That's something.
Um,
I mean, like, there's Dungeons and Dinner, like there's my graphic stuff, and I guess my character stuff goes into the graphic, like freelancing, so that doesn't technically count. But it's freelancing. But Dungeons and Dinner is on business when it's.
are you the owner?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Is it like an LLC or something?
I mean, I haven't put any of the paperwork through because I was gonna do the test run in
Ah.
March last year.
So
And if
you
it-
aren't a business owner.
I mean, soon to be, depending on how long COVID takes to fuck off.
So what you're saying is, you don't know what you're talking about.
What I'm saying, Don, is
But you're not
I've been doing the research
a
for it
big
beforehand.
business boy.
My business plans aren't as big as yours. It seems. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
My coffers aren't as empty. I see. I understand. Sorry.
I got that majority vote, big dick, you know?
I don't know, man. I get a lot of small dick energy from you.
Wow.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I don't understand. Like I was saying on my stream last night, I've been really salty and aggressive. But I think it's because I hang around you guys too much.
Here, let me call Patty, get her on stream, ask her to give a measurement, settle this once and for all.
I mean, can't you measure yourself?
Yeah, see, why would you believe me?
I mean, I've got no reason to believe Patty either. I mean, I like Patty, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna. This isn't very
What, you like my fiance? You like my fiance? Do we need to go, bro?
I'll go if you want.
2.5 inches. I'm hung like a horse.
Hey, baby, 2.5 inches. Dab.
Yeah.
That's
I'm like butters.
commendable. Yeah. Wait, 2.5 inches. Oh no, I was confused for a second.
Yeah.
No, like when I was thinking, I was trying measurements and metrics, and I was confused.
Yeah, the joke is
Why
that
do you do math again?
in
I know
our
what the joke is, Don.
in our system, the correct one, 2.5 inches is not very long.
No, I know what inches are, you idiot.
I don't know about that.
How do I make my battle maps, Don? Huh?
I don't know.
Huh? I use inches. Or 2.55 millimeters. I mean centimeters.
See, so you do use the wrong system.
No, because inches is easier to measure.
Really?
Yeah. Like when I used to do make my own tiles, I used to they'd always give measurements in centimeters and stuff, which was kind of annoying. But it equated to inches. So I'd always just 1 inch this. If they ever said 2.56 or something, inches, 1 inch. And when I do my battle maps, I have those be 70 pixels, and then have it line up with 1 inch.
So,
Hmm.
so
Which is
go,
why for some reason Bet's map doesn't line up properly with mine whenever I do them.
so
Well,
going.
sorry, go on.
I was gonna say going back a bit. So, which idea do you like more, Kaz? The Elven Cold War or the Mad Scientist Cabal?
I think the Elven Cold War is a much more interesting topic. It could be. It could, this kind of sorry. Just give me a hot sec. It do well. Sorry. I'd say like as like a plot hook idea. I think the Elven Cold War could like have something really cool with the fact that like you can choose which side you sway around, and it doesn't need to be black and white. It can be very grey.
Mm-hmm.
And that'd be really interesting to like, as like not only to DM but to play in.
Yeah,
I would I'm not a player. I do not enjoy playing the game, but like yeah, I prefer DMing. I'm more.
I saw you say something like that, and I was like, "Nah, I didn't read that right."
Nah, I DMing is the way for me.
You don't. Well, I mean, I do both. You
Yeah,
don't
like
know-
I play in like I was playing in 3 for a while, but like I find DMing just more enjoyable.
so you like playing? You just prefer DMing, or you don't like
it's-
playing?
It's very on and off. It's right now I'm in the camp where like I don't like playing.
wait, didn't you describe DMing as playing? Just
I did,
Well,
but with more steps. That's very like generalized, but like yes, I did describe it like that. But no, I enjoy DMing, but like I like everything that comes with that. But as a player, I feel like I mean it might have been like I just had one bad like I did have a really bad set. Like my most recent session wasn't a very enjoyable one for me. So like that's why I didn't like playing it because like there were just things that like I saw that like if like when like I'll take those as lessons and incorporate those as a DM, so I won't do the same thing myself.
like
Mhm.
what didn't you like?
A lot of my like like the characterizations I would do with certain things, I couldn't. My DM wouldn't let me like have those be incorporated in how things were described. Does that make sense? Like when like my character's an edge Nasi, and like he was doing this jumping puzzle essentially, and like the idea was like in my head it's like the only reason he would ever probably fall is because he got overconfident with the fact that he is air, and he'd think that he'd be able to jump across without ever falling because he is one with the plane essentially. But the DM made it out like he was clumsy and he was anxious of falling when in character like he wouldn't be, and like he described it like I didn't agree with it because he wouldn't let me have my input in it. And even when I like rolled high, he made my character seem like he was being clumsy and not.
See, I think your problem might not be with being a player, but rather with the DM.
Yeah, it was on the DM, and I don't like how like I didn't have that control. If that makes sense, on my character.
Yeah,
I mean, it
because like
one
And
DM
like
can ruin playing
yeah.
experience.
Like
Because,
it's annoying because this DM is my first DM and like also one of my closest friends, but also they got me into the hobby, and they're not normally a bad DM. I like they're like my most dramatic D&D session I had was with him DMing it, but like and that one I was able to be my character, but this one time I couldn't, and like I just didn't like that, and like that like soured me for a bit. Like but like normally I'll be like I don't like playing or like playing is eh. I'll have fun playing, but like it isn't my bread and butter for D&D. I am very much engrossed into world building, designing dungeons, and creating stories. Like that's what or like setting the roadmap for the story even.
So like you need a good DM to play.
I guess maybe I don't know. I mean, 'cause, like
well, I think he needs
Playing helps
a
the DM.
cause, like out of all the 3 DMs, like they're all good. They have really solid points, and like with one game, I sour on it because it's more so the players I interact with and how I feel the party doesn't gel very well in one game.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how that makes me feel bad. Like I know it's on the fact that my character is a certain way, and he's the one that's causing it to gel. And I'm willing to get rid of the character for the sake of the party, but then why would I have to I'm trying to make my character involved, but then the other play specifically one or two players doesn't try to incorporate, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
See, I feel like it it is a mix of the player and the DM. The DM has to give the player freedom to do, to be that character, but the player needs to keep in mind that they're not the only one trying to have fun.
Yeah.
So some people act certain ways, because that's what their character would do, even if it's not fun for everyone else. And so you have to. There has to be a balance between the player and the DM when it comes to these kinds of things.
Like what I like to try to do is when I'm DMing, I try to have I'll say the character does this, but then I'll ask the player, how is the character actually doing it? Or they got a swagger in their step? Are they being boisterous, etc., etc.? But I just this is just this one time I just didn't my DM didn't even give me the chance to get have a word, and it just and the way he just made my character feel to me was really annoying, because this is my favorite character I've ever played. I lie. Every character I make is always my favorite character. But I think this is the one character I gelled with most, and it was just sad seeing I wasn't able to enjoy it as much as I would like.
Yeah, see, when the little bit I've DM'd, the most I do for the player is say, oh, you make it across with no problem, or you swing and you miss, your sword arcing over their head as they dodge. But I don't say, oh, your character, you know, nervously crosses the rope or something,
Well, yeah, because you can decide what happens to the character, but you can't choose the character's attitude about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's taking their choice away. That's making what is unique to them. The few things players do have in deciding what happens in the world is their character. So as soon as you start saying what they do, you can talk about how they mess up, like when their dice rolls suck or when your dice rolls are really good. Then you can kind of push yourself, but you still can't change their attitude about it. Your job is not to respond or to react to create how they feel. Your job is just to tell them what happens. And so unless they fail a wisdom save and it's something that alters their mood,
Yeah.
But that's a special, I don't know.
Yeah, see, the whole point of a role-playing game is to give the player choice.
Mm-hmm.
If you take away their choice, then that defeats the purpose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just never it's never happened. That has never actually happened. I can't recall that ever happening as a player until that one session. And it just completely ruined it for me. But
well, it's because I haven't DM'd you. I'm a great DM.
Well, I'm ready for it. I mean, that's why I called myself Kenza Sea. I'd like to think I'm always trying to I'm just trying to push myself to be essentially. I mean, you can't be that perfect DM for everyone. I want to be everyone's favorite DM that I play with.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping. That's the goal.
My baby's awake, and I didn't know that, so I guess I can talk normally now.
Hey, baby.
Hi, baby.
I see.
See, I'm not sure if I'm a good DM, but I like to think I'm a fun DM.
Yeah, I mean that's the sure sign. The idea is the way I play as well. It's fun first, and make sure I'd like to think I do it for my players, if that makes sense. It's all so it comes fun first, and then my world second. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's my approach to it anyway. Or I try to do that.
See,
Like-
I take a more horizontal approach. My world is their playground essentially,
Yeah.
and so like you have to make this world for them to interact in.
Right.
And so like I don't prioritize fun or the world. You have to for me I have to put them together. You know,
Yes.
I have to introduce this world so they can have fun.
Yeah. Well, you want
Yeah.
it depends on what the players want. Some players really just want to mess with everything. Like they don't care about a story.
Yeah.
They care about killing things and having jokes. And some characters want like a deep, like
Exactly. Yeah.
complex story.
You-
And it's like you
You
gotta
just
play
gotta
with who you-
find.
Yeah.
Like I've gotten very lucky with all my players. I've never like the combination of players or the group height dynamics that like I've DM'd for have always been very complementary of each other, and I've only ever had one case where like one player was basically a murder hobo. But this is one player that's probably this is the only other this is one of the players like I don't like as a person in the first place anyway, so it didn't matter. Like whether I enjoyed DMing for them or playing with them. Like I didn't like them in the first place, so I was initially soured. Like I shouldn't have been, but like they didn't make it easy for me to like them as a character in game anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Because they didn't play a character that it was like they played the same character twice, and it just was like they treated like you treat like just a game of Skyrim essentially. Like
Mm-hmm.
I can kill whoever I want or I can do whatever I want, and like they can't stop me. And
Yeah.
it bugged the fuck out of me because like when I was DMing from the guy, like I built this rich world, and like it has consequences, and the fact that this player like didn't even bother reading, or like looking at the notes I sent to like say, oh, this is how my world works, this is the lore of your character. Like I'll have like little paragraphs like, oh, this is the saying, this is what it's like, and then like
Mhm.
I'll give them like a little handout like, oh, this is your character, like this is like your character's race background, like a bit of like if you wanna integrate into your character and stuff. It's just there if they want to. Like
Mhm.
I'd expect them to at least like know what it is, like what my world's about.
Mhm.
But they didn't. They just didn't care for it, and like they just wanted to just make as much of a mess as they could before they had to leave. That's what it felt like anyway.
Yeah. And that is, well, yeah. How long have you been playing, Kaz?
I've been gone for like 3 years now. Well, I've only
Okay.
ever had this one person. It's only ever been one person,
Mhm.
and they didn't do it with just me. It's like it was just them as a
It's
player.
them, yeah. And
Yeah.
that's the hard thing about bringing people into the game too. Like
Mhm.
they will, gosh, because you don't know how people are gonna play if they're new.
Yeah.
Like unless you know their personality really well.
Mm.
Because like
You don't know
Brian's
anything.
campaign that we're gonna play tonight, because I have two groups, and we happen to mesh pretty well, though there are definitely some issues within, like for like some of the people we brought in later, and
Yeah. Exactly.
that's hard because they're not even bad
Yeah.
players. They
It's
just
just they
don't
don't
mesh well
mesh.
together. But with Brian and
Yeah.
I, they both mesh fine. It's
Yeah.
that's for us.
Yeah, bringing new players, I think that's the hardest part. Like I've only ever been good with that once, and that was
Mhm.
like because like one of the new player was one of the players' brothers, and
Mhm.
they were ready to get stuck in and get on with everyone. But
Yeah.
I've had someone join, and they just had like their character in mind. They didn't have everyone else in mind though when they did this, and they basically clashed on every front possible. And this player I was talking about, like that just joined, that I never got on with in the first place. The DM that I was talking about, that I had the really bad session with. It's his girlfriend, and
Mhm.
he introduced her into him just cause like he loves the hobby, and he's really
Mhm.
into it. And like like he brought her in, and like she only played like everyone knows she only plays except for him, I guess, or maybe he gets it now. Like she only played because he played, and she just wanted to play just so like just
Yeah.
to spend time with him essentially, because she'd only ever interact with his character, and like she wouldn't want to bother with anyone else's. And then like, but when she did interact with any other characters, it was just to fuck with the world essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the two people, like, the people I want to bring in to play with us, guys, they haven't played D&D before.
Yeah, of the player I have in mind as well. So like, cause like I was talking to Beth about it, like it's looking like it'll be about 5 people. They're very new to the game as well, but they're very enthusiastic. Like when I dropped the group I was gonna DM for that had him in, he still messaged me about it like for 2 years straight. He was like, "Oh, when are we ever gonna get it going? Oh, I hope to get the campaign going." Like I just never had time for it, and plus I didn't like the players. One being Jan and the other being asshole. I didn't like a lot of the players. Like I just wanted to drop them like fucking. I just want to drop them as soon as possible, and like I did, except for this guy. But this guy wasn't like a bad person. This guy's cool. So I'm glad like I can finally get him into a game, and I have time, or I can give him to people that like have time to DM for him, so that he can get his love, because like he clearly is very excited for it.
Yeah.
But like everyone else in that session, like I mean that group, like I didn't like.
See, so, you know, as we discussed, I haven't really gotten a lot of opportunities to play because groups always fall apart,
Yeah.
or they never start to begin with, which is even worse.
Well, yeah.
So, but like, I like to play. Like, I don't really care for it to be super serious. Like, you enter the world. There's like someone needs help, you go help them. You fuck shit up on the way, and yeah, that's what I like to do.
Donnie, you and I probably couldn't play together.
Probably not. I think you're too obsessed with like a super deep story and meaning.
Not even that, just a I want the characters can be funny. I just want the players to take the game seriously.
Yeah, like I enjoy my characters and players having fun, but I would like them to at least respect the effort I put in in the time.
I like
no, I don't
development.
see. I don't. I'm not saying like I
disrespect my world. Like when you did the one chapter, you weren't a bad player, and no one was a problem player for that.
Yeah.
But go on, sorry.
I don't go in and be like, okay, I punch the shopkeeper in the face and take his shit. No, I will play the game like to the best of my ability. I just personally like, so I'll play it, you know, as serious as I need to, but like I don't. Oh, Pretty Muchira is now following.
Thanks. I did not see your name or hear Donnie very well, but thanks, new pal.
Pretty much Ira.
Pretty much Ira. Hey, Colin.
Hey, Colin.
Howdy.
Bonsoir, Colin. Sorry, Dr. Colin.
Oh, wait, I know this.
Bonsoir. Sorry.
What's morning? Matan. Bon matin.
It is afternoon for me.
Yeah, that's true.
Buenos dias.
Buenos nachos.
No hablos inglés.
Voulez-vous coucher avec moi? Ce soir.
Let's see, you are a doctor of language, Colin.
And a doctor of love. Let's be honest here, guys.
Hey, baby.
Hey.
Best kiss, I'm just saying.
Yeah. So we were just talking about. I was saying that I don't care. I don't need a super deep story, a compelling story to play the game.
Yeah.
Pretty much Ira redeemed Notice Me Colin.
Hey, see, I think it's because I was getting the name. I was paying attention to the name.
The only one.
Instead of saying Pretty Muchira.
I remember like when I saw failure, like that clearly says failure when I look at it, but like when I was reading, I'm like, oh, failure. No.
Oh, I never even thought about that.
Yeah, but then I realized like that. Like if I call her failure, or them, sorry, failure, like is that me insulting them? So then I decided just call him Faye or Feather, but like that's what they used to call it.
Yeah, see,
Yeah,
like,
I shouldn't call it what you used to go by. Sorry, continue.
well, it's like I don't know how to pronounce these people's names. Like, I saw the word pretty, and then the rest was like,
But they're words. Like sometimes they're words though.
Yeah,
let's
that's the
see.
DM.
I
I've had
didn't-
it
Like,
as
you do the quick check to see if they're actual words, and then if they're not actual words, then you can butcher it. But if it's
Yeah,
English
I-
words,
I think 'cause it just comes up so fast, like you just don't have time to think.
that's true. No, I'm just
I've had-
no.
I've had
But-
it
Turtle
come-
time. I'm just giving down a crap.
Ira's not a word that I'm aware of.
Oh,
Ira's a
name?
name though.
Is
Pretty
it?
much Iro, just like
Yeah,
kind of Stacy,
Ira's a cool name.
I've
sort of
never-
Lily.
I've never heard of someone named Ira.
There's someone in the Turtle Guild. I'm pretty sure it is them. I'm pretty much sure it is Ira from the Topo.
You're pretty much Irisher,
Yeah. Aria sure.
or he's pretty much the IRA, which isn't good.
No.
Oh,
Yeah, if
oh,
you are the IRA, please leave.
Pretty much the IRA.
Oh, that's
Hey,
actually really funny. There's someone in someone followed me called BTK, the far left. I'm like, but I'm the far left.
wait, what's wrong with the IRA? They're cool people.
Done.
Yeah.
This is how you run a business. Into the ground. Dab. Sorry. I'm very sorry.
I'm trying to be all inclusive here, and you're the one telling them to leave.
I mean, isn't the IRA a terrorist group?
Yes. Well, I mean, I wouldn't know if they'd say they're a terrorist group, but
Yeah.
the world sees them as a terrorist group.
Well, Donathan.
I mean, they kill people, don't they?
A lot of people kill people.
And
But
they're all
in a-
terrorists. Terrorism. Hey. Oh yeah. Sorry, Danny. I
Go
got
party less.
Yeah.
Donnie.
We know pretty much Ira.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
It's,
It is who-
I can't say their name on stream though. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, you guys know them, IRO?
Oh, you know them in person?
You know them.
No, I don't.
I thought it was the guy from this is the Topoturtle person.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
from
the
the fight.
Topoturtle person. I don't know him in reality though.
Like there was Hectic,
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
and then there was
Let's just say hectic.
yeah, and then there's Ira.
No, but like, I don't like. I know of them. I don't know them.
Oh,
though.
I'll be right back.
Okay. But yeah, hi, Ira.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
it's fine.
You know, Crazy Ira and the douche.
yeah.
No one watches Parks and Rec.
No, I know.
I've
Oh.
seen it, but
Crazy.
I don't remember all of it.
I hated them so much. And
Oh,
like
yeah.
that's why I don't like Big Mouth actually, because of him.
Oh, you don't like Nick Kroll?
Nah, it's just his face makes me want to punch him.
He does kind of have a punchable face. But
His face
he's pretty funny. He's surprisingly funny. Like, I thought he was an actual douchebag. Like,
Yeah,
but he
He plays
seems like a
so-
funny person. Yeah.
he plays him so
Who are we
well.
talking
But,
about?
like, from Parks
Nick
and Rec,
Kroll?
Crazy Ira.
Oh, Nick
Kroll, yeah.
Kroll.
Oh, me and my brother actually
Hey.
talking about him the other day. Also, I feel. Hmm.
Is that
So,
your kid,
Colin-
Colin?
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
so
shit.
Colin, how are you this morning?
I'm good. I'm good. I've this week I've managed to check a lot of things off my to-do list, so feeling
Hey.
more settled, getting stuff done. I go into my new job for the first time this morning.
Okay, wonderful.
I'll be right back. I gotta mute for a sec.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Oh.
So,
That was fun. That's okay.
so going back a bit.
I'll be right back as well.
Okay. Just
Well,
you
that's
and me now, Andrew.
I
Cool.
mean, what's this conversation about? Like, was it about Nick Kroll?
What?
Was this conversation about Nick Kroll, or was it just like just you going off the tangent?
No. I was
Oh,
going to talk about the Mage Cold War.
All right, I'll see you guys later then. I agree with Cold War. I mean no, I agree with like the story concept because it would be very fun to do.
Okay. We were just brainstorming ideas for like the Elven area,
Okay. Can I
and
tell you something real quick though that I thought of weirdly in the shower?
sure.
For that journal, I'm gonna have the last couple, like the last entry or the last couple entries, highlight his interaction with Wyvern, where Wyvern actually pulls, like she won't be named, but she'll pull him out. Like the part of the reason he accepted the deal where he was going to make her boat and she wasn't going to pay him was that she immediately noticed he was struggling with the drug addiction and said she could help.
Giving him more drugs?
No, but like
I'm just
It's like, hey,
Yeah.
I see you're addicted here, but you seem low. Let me help you out here.
it'll be good because it'll frame Ambacca as why is she so charming? Why do people follow her? It's because she has this insight. Her insight's going to be crazy that she can see people's weakness and kind of talk to them, comfort them, and make them like help them. She actually does in a way help people, but it's that weird chaotic way, you know, like every good B-bag should have. It's like
yeah.
they think they're trying to help. They're trying to make the world better, but their methods are harsh and
Yeah, no, that's a good idea. So, for the Elven area, so we came up with a couple ideas. The first one was an idea from Brian's campaign that Andrew brought up, and basically it's like a mad wizard like cabal or whatever that are trying to basically either make a god or summon a god into a vessel. And so by doing magical experiments, they're basically leaving a wake of bodies as they try to perfect this ritual or spell.
they're trying to summon what?
A god
Okay.
or create a god, whichever. The other idea was a war between like two factions of the elves, and like and you know they're majocracy, so like instead of like raining catapults or something, they're raining like fireballs.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had the idea of an elven cold war where you have these factions, but they're like amassing powerful spells and wizards or mages or you know whatever kind of spellcaster, and like
So like it's basically essentially a metaphor on the real Cold War with like nuclear deterrence.
yes,
They don't attack because they know that retaliation could potentially wipe out their civilization.
yeah, and then the point of the adventure, so it's either like to find a solution for peace or to basically allow one side to win without that mutually assured annihilation.
Right.
So,
Yeah. No, I think that's cool.
and maybe like one of them is like they're both searching for like this lost, like powerful spell that like when they get it, they pretty much just win.
Right. Right. This does follow a little bit of the current Critical Role campaign with those
Oh,
I mean, not really. I mean, this is a very general idea. No one would say it would be following that, but the idea of those, what were they? The balls,
the Dragon Balls.
yeah, the Dragon Balls.
Um,
But I think that would be good. Yeah, we could definitely build off that and build around it. I think that a good chapter title could be something like the Warring Brothers or something.
so,
Warring Kin.
so I was actually thinking about this chapter. So it's currently called Death to the Queen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would Long Live the Queen be a better title?
How about Save the Queen?
Gods Save the Queen.
I'm just kidding.
But I mean, it's all about perspective, right?
Yeah.
So far, the chapters have been in perspective of the party. Pirate's Life for You. What was the first one? It's not a Hot Kenza Night, is it?
Pirate Queen's Decree.
Pirate Queen's Decree.
Mm-hmm.
Pirate Life for You.
Take back Port
Yeah.
Zereth, birth of the
Yeah.
coalition, death to the queen.
Thank you, Andrew.
I have it open right now.
It could be
because-
down with the queen, or it could be like down or death with the queen. It still works though, because it's the idea that this force has to be stopped.
Okay. I just wasn't sure, like, what would be a better title.
We can always go back and do that once the whole thing's kind of really coming together.
Yeah. But yeah, no, the Elven Cold War, I think, is like a cool idea. And a, commentary on reality.
Yeah. Well, and you know, when you pick civilizations, you have to kind of pick general themes. There's not that too many like unique general themes. You've got elves that would be cooperative and work together, and you've got elves that wouldn't be cooperative. I mean, just like there's certain questions that are very much yes or no.
Yeah.
And so in this instance, which is no, the elves aren't working together. And in fact, their conflict has kind of shaped their society.
Yeah. So
But
maybe
it's good.
Oh, go ahead.
You know me, I've said before, and I still agree, like, to make a really dynamic campaign, you have to have some big world events every once in a while, and big world event, combat could start back up. Big world events, something could happen to threaten the Elven Empire in general, like the Elven lands, and they form together. Like, there's just all these like big world scenarios you can throw in there to really change the dynamics of the landscape.
Yeah. And just in that adventure, it'll either end up with the elves working together or one defeating the other,
Did you discuss like what the environment would look like as well, like from possible magical nukes, essentially? Because
Yeah.
I think like you could have such a really cool, just visual,
Yeah.
just laid out.
We
Basically,
should have
like,
an area called the Blasted Lands.
Yeah. And it's like it could be like maybe like this, like it's just basically just an area full of wild magic, maybe, or something like that, I guess.
like,
like-
so much magic has been used there that
Yeah,
like
like
it's permeated the soil and
Right.
shit.
But it's also got meteors and
Yeah.
Uh,
And those could just go off at any time, even like,
magic landmines.
Yeah, like in my
arcane, like
Oh.
fucking like in World of Warcraft, the arcane explosion, where it's just like this dome of energy that just radiates out when you step near them.
Like in my setting, what I've got is like the way magic works. It's like it draws energy from stuff, but like it draws energy from life, which draws energy from like this magical thing that's underneath the ground. But like when too much magic's used, like this, it's basically like I describe it like radiation, with how much magic just fills the streets, just in the air. Like it's got no effects or anything, but it's just there and everyone can feel it. But it's only in this one city that has like this magical school. And then when you go out into the land, like when you cast magic, blades of grass might die underneath you. But like if too much magic is used and it drains all the power from the star core, it just dies. Hi Phil.
Hey, Phil.
And like nothing
What
can
to do?
sustain itself on that island anymore.
Phil.
Like so like I think that'd be like interesting to play with just how that looks. Like what a wasteland, magical wasteland would look like. Fallout but magic. It's right next to it. I like the idea, but in my head, really. I don't know how it looks.
If we really want to make commentary on like the Cold War and stuff, like we could call it like the Mithril Kernan or something.
I mean,
I'll be right back.
I don't want to like directly take from it. Just
Oh, fucking hell.
good
That's scary.
God,
That terrified me.
something's on fire.
We're doing good, Phil.
My microwave has caught fire. It hasn't, but I'll be right back.
How are you doing, Phil? Yeah, I don't want to call it that. I'm just trying to think of like to brainstorm stuff, you know?
Yeah.
That's the thing. So, Phil, what do you think about an elven Cold War between like two groups of elves?
Sorry about that.
I'm offended.
Phil, I got a bit of a headache. Well, I'm sure that didn't.
Yeah, that sucks, my dude. But yeah, at least your work day's over. Oh,
I'm being very indecisive about this necklace. It's very mushy, but that's okay. I'll fix it.
yeah.
This is very much a brainstorm drawing.
But no, I mean, it's pretty cool. I really like the perspective on it.
Thanks.
How would that work?
I like the tone of it.
Yeah, so basically it's like, it's, they're amassing powerful spells and, you know, spellcasters, and it is like a mutually assured destruction kind of situation. And so it's up to the party in this case to end that conflict one way or another. And so that would either be allowing one side to win or somehow resolving it peacefully.
Maybe there's even you could have a no one wins option. Maybe.
I did consider or you just make it so they destroy each other. Call it a day. Just be like,
Like you know,
go
You
ahead.
do whatever you want. It's up to the DM.
Yeah. I mean, but we do have
obviously
to
we
write.
want to have options.
Well, we do have to write it as a story. That's the thing. It's like we can have these cool ideas and like all these branching paths, but to write it, we do have to pick a path for them to like.
you could have like a little just a part like a little note saying, "Oh, these are what we've got written down," but you could go in a way where like no one wins, everyone wins, or like maybe you destroy both of them. Even you take what they have and then take it and put it on them. Just say that it can be done if they want to, but like what you have laid out is this, but like it still work, kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So. No, I think it's cool. I think it's a good idea. But I'm just trying to come up with like a good title for it.
Mm. Mm.
Phil said, pick your own adventure. Did you choose destruction? Go to page 23.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I missed those books. I had a Sonic one. I had one Sonic one and it was so good. And I wish
Sonic one.
Yeah, Sonic Pick Your Own Adventure book, and it was really fun. But I had like the third book in the series, like it was like no point. I think with the name done, I'd say don't worry about the name.
I like
Just,
names.
like have like yeah, but like maybe wait till like there's more substance to it.
No.
Because clearly you're invested in some of the names,
Yeah, I like naming things.
and that will sway your decision on which one you'd want to pick for the final.
So,
You know what I'm saying? I feel like just keep it biased. I mean, not biased. Sorry, don't keep it biased, but like have it
Yeah,
be like
100% biased.
yeah, I know you're like I. Then again, I'm hella biased too. I was gonna say you're the most biased person I know, but you're not.
I think if that was going to be an issue, it would have been an issue already.
Mm.
I don't think it's going to be an issue. Again, I'll say it every single time. I'm amazed that this group has gotten along as well as it has. With as many people and as many ideas go into our stuff,
Yeah.
no one takes anything personally. It's crazy. I mean, has anyone had a job? Like, I've worked a lot of different jobs. There's always a little bit of that.
I lost my first job because it was a similar like a situation where I argued with one guy. In all fairness, like I don't think we've not like there's been very little confrontation. I'd say like I mean like ever since like I'd imagine like you might not have had any before me, but like I've like seen because of me. I'd say there's been like two things that stick out. The one being the southeast one being a noir western anyway. Look, I'm still fucking so when I got how that didn't even get considered, or not considered, but got thrown to the wayside. But it's fine. I'm not angry. I'm not annoyed. I'm just gonna make my own fucking campaign, and it's gonna be full of hookers and cigars.
Hmm. Okay.
Acronyms? What do you mean? Dreads are the tracks on a tank. Those are.
So
I don't know what they're called actually. It's
what?
It's a poem thing, I guess.
Oh, so he's thinking of homonyms, but that required them to have the same sound. So we're going over thread, threat, and tread.
Hmm.
So they're not quite homonyms.
I feel like just like I mean maybe I don't know. I feel like I feel it's too early for a name because like when I name stuff, I'll wait till like I have like a solid theme that I have in mind at least, or like and like an idea of where I'm going with it, like like that. So I feel like it's just a bit too early, or like it's just like he's done it with everything else. Why not try and see what one name comes through it naturally? If that makes sense. Like you might like an NPC might say something cool, or like you got a script that says something cool, and think, oh shit, that's new line.
Well, that's why we also have chapter titles. But if nothing else, we do need a working title to refer to.
It works both ways.
And so even if we change the title later on, when referring to it, it's like,
Well, I think like you did a good job with just literally like our album Cold War.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, it's like rather than describing what it is, you can just say like, the Edge of War, and everyone knows like the exact thing you're talking about. Everyone who's involved, at least.
Yeah, but I mean, this is the same thing.
I'm just saying.
Chopwalk is pissing me off. Like, why the fuck do I have to pay £1 for mushrooms when this is clearly desiring mushrooms? Fucking assholes! They're just trying to milk me for my money.
What were you going to say, Andrew?
I'm going to be leaving here at 10:30.
Okay.
Are you guys ready for that? Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool. Normally I'm able to go to 11.
Let me go get my next round of coffee brewing though. I can't not have coffee, so
nice.
Do you like brew your own? I mean, not brew your own, but like you get your own. Would you do the stuff at home? Or is it just like
I have a coffee maker.
Oh, nice.
I have a machine that makes it for me.
I told Beth, and I might have mentioned to you guys, my dad used to make coffee machines, like where he used to work. And like my new job, when I got like when I started working there, I was looking at the coffee machine, and then I realized my dad used to make these coffee machines. Like this is probably one that he might have.
Bye, Phil.
Later, Phil.
Bye, Phil. But yeah, he used to make coffee machines, and I ended up working at a place that used one he made.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, the ships are gone.
Yeah, I didn't. I'm gonna draw them, but I need to rethink their placement even. So I'm like, I got rid of the blood on the thing too because it looked terrible. Even though it wasn't supposed to stay that way, I just was like, I'm gonna get rid of those so that way I have a clearer concept. I feel like this space needs to be open,
I feel like
and the
on
ships were messing with
what
that.
I would, what I might suggest composition wise, maybe on the left, like on the left most furthest left square, you might could have the ship there. No, further.
Like over here.
Oh, sorry. I'm watching the stream. I'm not actually watching like you being live.
Like
Let me
you want like a ship here?
give me a sec as it loads. Yeah, like a bit further back, but like there. I think that might fit composition. Like it doesn't even need to be big. It's just like
Yeah.
to contrast the man fighting here, and then like having like the angle kind of invert, if that makes sense, from like this one that goes downwards. So you could have it, oh yeah, like it could actually be like kind of almost in line with the blade of grass here, like the grass is putting it in frame. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
I think so. I'm trying to figure out the angle in my mind, like the 3D, like how that would work. Because like I'm not. It would be the butt of the ship. It's hard to figure out because it's so weird because this is a ground angle, but
Yeah.
we're above the water, so it's like
On
it's like a
helmet?
hill, except it's not a hill because the water's flat. So
Mhm.
that's hard to
Imagine.
honestly. Yeah, the whole thing. I need to work through this in my mind. Like,
Yeah. I mean, like
get,
I don't work with perspective anyway because I don't do any landscape stuff. So it's wild seeing this how this happens.
I don't do landscape stuff either. I I'm trying to. I'm trying to get into it, but this is this is new to me. I think I'm gonna just because they seem a little too similar to me. I might ditch this and just have it go off.
Yeah.
I think that's a little better.
I agree.
I think the other three are more than enough to kind of frame the rest.
Yeah. Like, there's the thing about like how like your eyes want to see things in odd numbers as well. So, like,
Yeah.
portal might be weird.
Yeah. And there are 4 of them, and I don't like that because I was actually thinking about that earlier. But I'm like, I could do that if I wanted to, like drop like one right there, like a little
hidden
edge.
one, yeah.
Yeah, I actually might do that real quick, just to it doesn't take away from the. Stop it.
That's nice. It's framed really nicely. I really dig it.
Thanks.
Like even with the way the arrows, I mean those like crags point, it like they meet just before the top in my head. So that's nice. Like you've got like a nice place that like those would point to the title, for example, and then like if you got from the title, you'd look down. Then you could follow the blade of grass from where the ship is placed. Yeah, so the title would be there. Then your eyes would want to go down. So then they'd find the next thing they find would be the ship, because that's the furthest back. Then you'd follow the blade of grass up the pearl beads, and then you'd see pirates fighting. It's the way the line of action is pretty cool. I really dig that. Like that's something I'm trying to think about more when I do my art. It's nice.
Yeah.
Seeing like studying it, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I'm. I had to look up a reference for this, and I'll show the reference, but it's not like this at all. It's just it's just kind of. I literally Googled ground shot beach.
Yeah.
I'm like, sure.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yep.
Yeah, no, and it's wild to see like how far it comes, like how far the design comes in your head.
Yeah. The only thing I'm gonna have to be very careful with those ships. Like you were saying, like I really need to. I don't want to spread them out too far because of these rocks, the ships could clutter. So if anything, I might ditch this like this one. Yeah, I might ditch that one, but I haven't decided yet. Maybe it'd be a good idea. Let's just see.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Open it up a little bit. That might be better.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, I dig it.
Thanks.
I think I prefer the one that's closer than the smaller one, to be honest. I think.
Well, the only reason I feel like if I got rid of that one, I don't know. Maybe that opens it up too.
Hmm.
I feel like that's too symmetrical. Like, it's not natural for them to be just the same on both sides, the crags.
Right, yeah.
Ooh.
That's why I don't know. That
Maybe
mm,
maybe
Yeah,
put
I
a
think
ship.
that one needs to be there. The one
yeah,
on the
I
right
think
side.
so too. Yeah.
Well, if you get rid of the closer one left and put the ship there instead, like that
Why
mast
not bring?
will point up.
Hmm.
Why not bring the one that's like the middle
Yeah.
one that's on the left side a bit closer in, if that makes sense?
Like
So like there's a bit of like there's basically like a gap in between. What do you think, Doc?
Are you talking to me or
something like
Colin?
that.
You don't. Yeah, I think that's more space. So like that's
Yeah,
that works.
yeah. It's just a matter of like where you're going to put at least one ship.
Do you need to?
I
Well,
don't need to, but if I'm wanting it to look like they're fighting, I was actually thinking 3, but that putting the ship I was
Oh, is it like a sea battle going on as well?
yeah.
well, what you can
Why
do
not?
with one of them is put it on the horizon.
That's what I
One
was
or two of them.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was
And
thinking have like a sunken one here and then back
Mm.
here.
Yeah,
Like
I
in the
think.
fog there's like
well, those two would have to be closer to each other because think of the distance.
yeah, so like
So like from this distance, the perspective, they would be so far apart. But like this, if you
Yeah.
were to actually get closer to it, there'd still be like a large distance between them. But from this far away, they would appear closer.
maybe I don't need those mountains back there
Mm.
and I can do like the ships fighting.
Yeah.
I could even put a few ships back there and I don't think it would hurt. Like I can put stuff in the middle there and I don't think it would hurt as long as it's in the
No.
background and fading.
Yeah.
And that can still be I don't have to really distinguish ships and mountain as long as it's clear that that one is there.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
I think that's a cool effect. You don't know.
Hmm.
All right.
I need to go to the tryout. I'll tune in. That's one. No worries. Thanks for stopping by. Good luck with your tryout.
Yeah. Bye, Ira.
Later.
And we're about to say bye to you, Andrew.
Yeah, about to. Oh, I went way too far on some of this. Because I did this on the totally wrong layer. That's not where it goes.
Yeah, I think we have a solid idea for this that you can move forward with.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if like you just touch up the is that the necklace, right? Like even if you just touch up
Yes.
the necklace, it's already like super solid to me.
That's what I have to do.
It's definitely not close to finished.
Well, yeah, the beads throw me off so much.
Yeah. I haven't 100% decided if I even want them placed like that.
Yeah, well, my thing is like they're very bright, which is a good, like, an okay contrast, but, like, because they're not defined yet, it
Yeah.
just looks like a yellow blob.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I really do want like to bring the focus on this, and then actually kind of have all this be blurry and just because it's supposed to be in the background. I don't know.
Yeah.
Your boy's done it. He's made a grid out of the. Oh, I'm so happy. Sorry, there's this thing like I've been fucking with, and like I accidentally saved it, so I couldn't get the original file back, and I can't be bothered recreating it. And like I've been able to like do math and make the grid line up with it, so I'm happy. Sorry, I'm really vibing with the song.
Yeah, that's good.
I don't know. Maybe I'll put the grass back. I can mess with all that later because I feel like the grass kind of clutters with the mountains. I've tried to fix it a little bit. I think that's something I'm gonna have to mess with. Maybe get rid of like
maybe make it wider, but less blade.
Yeah, so, like, decrease the density of it. Yeah. I mean, ultimately, it's up to you, but, like...
So, yeah. Like, my idea is, like, just a way of seeing how, like, it read, if that makes sense. That's my idea, like, what I'm trying to just imagine how it reads.
I just want to make sure I don't create any, like, tangents.
Oh, yeah, fuck tangents, dude.
Well, seriously. They hurt the piece. Like, seriously, just moving it over a little bit, it lines up with that right there, and it looks very cut off.
See,
I don't know if
pretty
you guys...
much Ira. They're taking off. And Phil too? Oh.
Yeah, they took off a little bit ago.
No. I guess I should have considered that fact.
Yeah, speaking of taking off, I think now is my time. Ooh, what in the world did I put? Oh.
You put it on the wrong layer.
No, I moved the wrong layer at some point.
Oh.
That I may not even keep. Like, I don't know how much this is necessary, but obviously it's not finished. Like, it's just there as a concept. So anyway, all right. I am gonna have to bounce. Next week I should be able to go the full 2 hours, unless. Oh no, next week I won't be. Oh no, wait. Maybe I can next week. Camping, but I think that won't start till Friday night. I'll let you know. I should be good.
If you've got time, like at some point when you're free, would you be able to like explain to me what tangent in art is? Because like, I'm trying to Google it. Like,
oh,
so like if you want
I
to
can
like do
explain
it
it right now. So like,
I don't need to have to rush.
Think about like this. I've got like I drew, and this is the example my teacher gave me. I drew a hammer that had like the big, it looked like that.
Yeah.
And the tangent was I made the handle come out right there.
Okay.
And so it just kind of, it lined up with this so well that it made it look like it looks like I just used the same line. And even if in reality that happens sometimes, from an art perspective, unless you're being photorealistic, it doesn't look as good as if it were like right there or not there at all. So like when I think of a tangent, that's what I mean. Like I don't know if tangent is the actual word for that. It's just the word that popped in my head. Okay. Yeah.
I did. I gave it a Google.
Yeah.
Okay, so like it's like. So yeah, just try and avoid having things like line up perfectly and making them look like it's one line.
Yes, just because it's not from a design perspective, it kind of
it messes with the eyes. It makes it busy.
It flattens it in a way.
Yeah. Another way to look at it is where lines intersect. So imagine like the difference between a T and an L. So
Yeah.
like with an L,
Yes.
the two lines they intersect where they end, whereas a T one intersects with the middle of another, and so it's not like you're just making an angle or something.
Yeah,
So
like
kinda
the
like-
T is the preferred shape in art.
Yeah. So you want it like you want them crossing over, but you don't want them
You're
to
right.
like basically be in line.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you either want them to cross over or you don't want them to touch at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just from a design perspective, it looks better. As far as art goes, some things it's not like that, but cool. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen.
Yep.
And I'm going to leave. Thanks everyone. I will be around. Good luck, Colin.
Bye, Andrew.
All right, bye-bye.
Well, Andrew, thank you for the help.
No problem. Thank you.
No worries. I don't know what I did, but
Yeah, so Colin has his camera on, and he is MIA.
you know, it'd be like that.
I'll also turn my camera on so everyone can enjoy my visuals. Oh, and he's back. Hey, Colin. Welcome
Yeah.
back.
Hello. Thank you. So I just made my second round of coffee. It's definitely
Hey,
folks.
baby.
It's definitely still too hot to even cheers. So
I mean,
I hope y'all have coffee.
a bit of caffeinated water.
I do not have coffee with me.
Get a Dr. Pepper.
I drank the last of our soda.
We're wearing the same color shirt.
What do I say, Colin? Sorry.
Mine's a
Are we
darker
matching?
blue.
Just barely.
Should I put my camera and get a blue hoodie?
It's not a
Okay.
polo.
I ain't got any. Nah, I
I-
can't be bothered.
I have a t-shirt.
Alrighty.
My skin.
So where we left off. Where we left it is chapter 2. We're doing the kind of interaction between Darius and Captain Snags, who is Captain Shark Boy. Setting up their journey over to Aylmore's Tooth to... Oh, my stream is refreshing. Is the stream lagging?
Apparently.
Yeah, I'm starting for me.
Let me cut my camera.
It's just like chugging.
Oh, please don't do this to me. No, baby. No.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I think that's. Has
I think
Colin scrolled?
Alright,
Good?
I think we're good.
Oh yeah, it's all good. Yeah.
Yep, no camera for me.
So they're going to journey to that Aylmore's Tooth. They're going to do a little a skills challenge to get through. Oh, why does the volume turn? And then we're going to make a plan for them. Man, there's still a lot left to do. It's a lot of things. This is a long chapter. I thought we said this chapter was going to be short.
Wow, Phil. Phil's calling me out. I'm
Phil
not going
came
to go.
back-
I'm
Yeah, I
telling you
thought he
what,
had to-
Phil came back just to roast you down.
just to roast Don.
apparently. At least, like, if Brian were to put his camera on, we could flag for inappropriate content. Not suitable
Sick-
for
Sick
young
burn, bro.
audiences.
Sick
Brian
burn.
joins though, and then just.
Yeah, he'll just join to call me out. So
PC.
we need
wishes.
we need a name for the ship.
We do need a name for the ship.
What's
Um,
More.
Hmm.
The friend.
The friend.
Yeah.
Well, it's a dwarven treasure ship.
Okay.
Remember, I said I thought it should be something like the king's pocket. It could be some word in dwarvish that translates to like the king's pocket or something. King's purse. King's purse. Wait a second. Wait a second. Could it be the king's coin purse?
Sure.
Y'all know coin purse is also a term for something else, right?
I do not.
No, please enlighten us.
It's ball sack.
Oh. Maybe that could be used as like, I mean, how you had like the word for wyvern. They could refer it to it as such.
Yeah.
Or they yeah.
But still, I mean, I think it's a catchy name, the king's coin purse. King's, but it could be just like a dwarven word that means that.
Yeah. No, when they talk about it, they're like, we're gonna go rob the king's balls.
You should change the title, Donnie. Of the
Oh
Twitch
shit,
stream.
yeah. You're right.
I don't know.
Alright.
Persuasion skill check could increase the offer to 3 or 4.
The Phil Adventum.
Cannons.
Phil suggested that name. In Latin.
Yeah, but it's not really that's cool, but I don't think this king is associated with the love of adventure. I think this ship is associated with the love of wealth and the love of treasure, money.
Well, but like if I remember correctly,
There's a dwarven translator out there, I think. Dwarvish translator.
I mean, I have a language if you want. I can pull it up and. It's not very good, but it's something.
well, if it's
No
not
offense to
if it's not very good, why would you use it?
Because, Don, that's not how you treat your friends when
It's a
when
genuine
something bad,
question.
when someone says something's bad, oh no, it's lovely. No,
I haven't-
don't say that.
I haven't heard it before. How can I say it's lovely?
In all fairness, like it's really weird. Like I don't know how to explain it. It's like, cause like it's just, it basically just makes every word longer than it needs to be.
Okay.
Fortitudo, maybe.
Yeah.
Phil.
How does that sound to you, Colin?
What?
The Fortitudo.
Treasures Fortitudo. So, okay, yeah. Okay, hold on. I'm doing Google searches.
You know who really likes translations?
Who?
Andrew. Yeah, he really likes using like foreign words.
Oh, cool. I use.
Well, it's smart because most languages derive from other languages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense.
There's some spicy stuff when you like, do mashing, like you mash a bunch of languages together.
Yeah.
Because it was seen as like a something like the King's Vault. So like that's what I think. It could be like a king's name, like Karnath's Vault or Craghorn's Vault or something like that. Do you want me to like find a good dwarven name, and it could be some dwarven name's vault?
Um.
Dorga.
So Oh yeah. So Phil, we actually in English you have like Anglophile or Francophile, which means lover of England or uh lover of France.
How about well, no, that's weird. Ending the name in S. Your greed. No. Barfoot. Prophet. Prophet. Prophet's vault.
Go for it. Yeah, like philosophy. So isn't that a Greek word?
I'd assume so.
Ah, apparently it means love for wisdom.
Hmm.
That's cool. I actually didn't know that one.
I'll have to save that for my fact time.
Like I always thought of philosophy as like its own separate word for some reason. Like it was a root or something.
The wreckage of Rack.
Well, Phil, did you know that kangaroos can't hop backwards?
Kangaroos can also suck balls. Fucking assholes. Sorry, they terrifying me.
Why?
It's a kangaroo, Don. They're
Have you
terrifying.
ever been to Australia?
I don't need to be to Australia to see what they look like, and they're terrifying. They're just dogs with legs. Then again, I'm not scared of dogs, but well, I was that point.
Yep, lipophile likes fats. Hydrophile likes water.
Yeah.
Hydrophobe.
You're talking to two chemists and a cow, Phil.
Wait, what?
You also forgot the R in chemistry.
I can't believe this.
Okay. So. Where am I?
I would imagine you're in California.
No, I mean, where am I in the text? In the code, man. Just flipping code.
Wow, Donna.
Riding the code, man. Yeah, Donnie, chill. Stop harassing our viewers. I gotta remind you that every single stream.
It's not harassment.
You gotta remind him before, after, and during. Every time.
Yeah, good luck with that.
It just never sinks in.
I repeat, good luck with that.
Because you're just too big-headed.
Your point.
You gotta get some morals. Oh.
I'm good.
Oh, speaking about morals, actually, someone kicked Lil Donathan in my Fable stream, so I killed a town.
Well
I
then.
think we might have been there for the murder. But it just happens. It just happened. Like, God, I was protecting you, if anything.
Thank you,
Or your
Kaz.
namesake. No worries. We're not protecting you, I was avenging you. But I'm gonna bob out. I'm gonna get to planning the because your boy's head hurts.
Yeah, go lay
I
down.
feel like, honestly, if Donnie pesters you a little bit, it still doesn't compare to how much Donnie is pestered on these streams.
It do be like that.
So
yeah,
like, maybe take one for the team. Now I feel aggressive.
Yeah.
I think got the crew.
Kaz, go rest.
I mean, I don't really need to. Like, I'm into eating. Like, I just wanna.
Well, you said your head hurts.
Yeah, my head hurts, but like it'll regenerate. Actually, not fair. I might actually look through some of like through a few other people's puzzles and shit. I'll see you guys later.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye, Doc.
I ain't got the crew to try and get on that beast's back. But if we work together, I think we can figure something out.
Have fun, Phil, making your food. You can tell us about it later.
See you, Phil. But if we work together, I think we can figure something out.
You're right. If we work together, we can figure out a name for the elf book.
Why? Look, you tasked me with finishing chapter 2
Yeah.
next week. So let me work on chapter 2. We all can talk about the future stuff on your turtle time.
I'm still going to think of a title. You can't stop
That's
me.
fine. I know. I wouldn't even try. This is too generic though.
Oh yeah. I'm going to lab later.
Me too.
We're going to try to get 3 forms of hemoglobin and myoglobin.
Like identified and like
Uh,
the spectra of them.
Yeah. See, just to see if we can get them with our stupid minds.
Stupid minds.
As in, we don't have experience or that much knowledge of the process,
Yeah.
and so, I mean, we know an okay amount, but we'll have to try it to see if we can get there. So, what am I saying? Alright, so my research professor, his honesty can be a little painful sometimes. Like,
You gotta get used to it. Name of the game.
well, before class, or before the meeting, he was like, I got there a little early, and he was talking with me, and he was like, because I was telling him about how I memorized the periodic table. He was like, if I have a bright mind, if I applied myself more, I could probably do a lot better in my courses.
Yeah, I'll tell you my secret is that that's true. It's a true statement. However, undergrad, for me at least, it wasn't so much about learning the material. It was about learning how to learn. I know that sounds really corny, but I'll explain it in a second. Learning how to learn and how to study, but then figuring out what you're interested in. Because the truth is, for a lot of at least for my personality type, and I assume maybe for probably for yours too, you're not going to apply yourself until you find something you're truly interested in.
Yeah.
So it's, yes, obviously we could have done better in undergrad, both of us. But what I was able to take out of it, and now I'm pretty successful through my graduate school and now in postdoc. If you just take what you learned in undergrad as far as like figuring out how to study, how to retain the knowledge, how do you learn, how do you study? Do you study by taking notes? Do you study by listening and talking to people? Like, how do you do those kinds of things? Once you find what you're really interested in, you're not going to be dealing with a lack of focus or a lack of application. You're going to be invested because it's something you're interested in.
Yeah. And like, I know how I learn. Like the periodic table. Hattie she did where like it gives you a name and you have to click where it is. For me, it was better for me to learn by like applying, like putting in the ones I know by typing out the names, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then seeing which ones I didn't know and learning those from there. That makes sense?
Yeah.
So
I learned.
Oh, go ahead.
One trick I picked up that I've been able to apply and it's been really good for me is the fact that like when I need to study, like a test or something, then I not only study what I think is important and needs to study, but then I try really hard to get in like a study group. Not, mostly because each person in that group is going to have focused on several things that they thought are important. So like one of the things, like for me learning stuff, if I think it's important, I'm going to learn it and I'm going to know it for that test. But if for some reason I deem something, I was like, oh no, that's not that important, or no, that's not going to be on the test, and someone else is like, yeah, that probably is going to be on the test, then I go back, I study that thing because someone else thought it was important, and then if it's on the test,
Yeah. Well, like for the research, what I like doing is like the solution prep. I put together that apparatus, you know, and that was interesting and fun to me. But then like running the instrument, I'm leaving that to my partner, and so like I know how to use the instrument, I just don't care about it. Like I know I should care, but like she has more experience with it, so it's just easier to let her do it. And then and while she like gets that prepped and measuring, I can work on the solutions and stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like today.
I'm sure that it has deterred many a looting band and eliminated those not prepared.
Like today when we go in, I'll probably I'll prepare a hemoglobin and a myoglobin solution. Or I'll measure some out and I'll use my apparatus to introduce it in a oxygen-free environment, including deoxygenated water. And then what we do is we'll add dithionite to it, and which will turn it from met hemoglobin to oxyhemoglobin, I believe, which will get released, making it deoxyhemoglobin.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hopefully
So it's actually like a personal experiment within this to see what happens if it's already deoxygenated. Because like normally if you had dithionite, it'll just become oxyhemoglobin and then slowly change back to met. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But if it's already deoxygenated, will it go to oxy and then straight to or deoxy? Or would it go to straight to deoxy? So I'm gonna have to run a couple today. One with the deoxygenated water and one without.
Cool. Hopefully it works. Wow.
Yeah. Thompson wants us to write a lot of things out beforehand, but I'm super bad about that. Because sometimes I'm not even sure what I want to do or need to do until I get there and start doing things. You know?
Yeah, that's something you'll have to work on.
Yeah.
Like it takes like active work to be able to then instead have a better idea beforehand before you even go in.
Yeah.
But it's not a bad thing now. All right, my crew can distract the monstrous crab while your group accompanies me, and I need a name for his first mate.
Um.
And like, let's try to get a good idea of image we need information about. Probably
One Eye Lemmy.
One Eye Lemmy. I'm gonna call him Lemmy here. Lemmy over there. Your group becomes me, Lemmy over there. To loot.
And see, the thing is, he has two eyes, but like he just wears an eye patch to mess with people.
Cool.
and that's how you get one eye. Let me. Have you seen the movie Ridiculous Six?
No.
So they're called the Left Eye Gang, I believe. And this dude, he has this dude has a lazy right eye, or sorry, lazy left eye. And for him to join their gang, he makes them like scoop out his right eye. Okay, and then like put it, and like they had like a jar of eyes, and made him put it in there. Okay, and so he's like basically blind because he has that real bad left eye. And then later in the movie, they're trying to like look at something, and one of them raises his eye patch to get a better look. And the guy's like, "What? You didn't scoop out your eye?" Like, "Oh no, that was just a jar of glass eyes." Yeah, it was stupid, but I found it funny.
We're gonna have to bring some of this down, probably this much at least, because we need a description. We need a really good description of. Yeah, I should have done this. We need a good description of the spindle stripe and Shark Boy and his first mate.
Okay.
Probably.
What about for the elven thing? Be like Lantwin on the brink.
On the Brink's too generic, like too. It's too subtle.
Okay.
Doesn't tell you anything.
Hmm.
It could be peace on the brink.
I mean, if we want it generic, we could just say like
The brink
the
of
edge of
war.
war.
The edge of war. But I mean, it's also like it's not just war. It's could be like doom, like extinction. Like they know that should both sides unleash the full power of their mage, like their archmages or whatever, it could mean the end of elven life on the land within these lands.
We just
Right?
call it mad. Not really, but
What about on the edge? On the edge of, I don't know. I'm going back to this. Stop it.
yeah. I'll think while you do that.
Okay.
So, let's see. Hmm.
So now we got more room. Forgotten debts. At the point of the journey, the ship spy recognizes the flag and it's part of the spindle stroke.
Hmm.
Captain snags Snaggletooth.
So it has to be something like uncertain, right?
Hmm?
It has to be something like to show uncertainty.
Sure. So
Hmm.
prospects of doom, prospects of
What about like
extinction.
to see tomorrow?
Oh, what about like the last? Maybe maybe like people who have theory crafted what this war could do to the lands and sent out this like basically the high ups that that said, hey, that understand the reality of it, think it would be with the meat like the raining of fireballs and the types of magic they have, it would be like dawn, that the sky would be filled with orange fire, and so we could call it like the last dawn, or like
Yeah.
the final dawn.
Yeah. I was thinking like the last tomorrow, but
The last tomorrow is pretty good. I like that. I think that's pretty good.
or one last tomorrow.
But they could, and then like people in the lands could refer to the potential event as the final dawn.
Yeah.
But the chapter type would still be the last tomorrow. I think that's good.
If we go along the war route, the last chapter can be the final dawn.
Well, yeah.
Like, well, what I mean is like, I think that would be a cool like climax title. Would be like the title of that end game scenario.
Yeah. Sure. Would we basically like describe a party watching like a war, like a land be like civilization being destroyed?
Well, I would say like it's about to happen and they have to stop it.
How are they going to stop something like that?
I don't know.
That's the point of. No, I think if they can't, if they fail their mission, or something happens that leads the sides to war, Final Dawn's happening, and the group better not be caught up in it. They better be watching from a distance.
Yeah.
That's world changing.
What something we could do is we could write like a peace route or whatever route that doesn't end in war, but then we can make like a supplementary thing called the Final Dawn.
It wouldn't be hard to describe. It
No.
wouldn't be much writing. It would just basically be a cutscene almost, where they're sitting, they're wherever they end up their mission, wherever the last location of their mission is. They fail it. They have a view of the destruction of like one of the towns, and maybe they only see the destruction of one of the civilizations, but they just like they assume, and they find out later that sure enough, other one's gone too.
Or maybe like they come out of like a temple or whatever their goal was at,
Right.
and they just see like meteors falling in the distance.
Exactly. That's what I'm envisioning.
Yeah.
And that could be like the back cover of the book too, or like just like a full page illustration.
Oh, dude, that's something that we would definitely want. Yeah, so ideas would be, I think so there's not too much repetition. I think the title would be One Last Tomorrow. And then the chapter would be The Final Dawn.
Right.
Ooh, Beth will be joining us shortly, so she can tell us how dumb our ideas are.
I figured like now that she has internet back, I figured she'd just be just eating it all. Like I'm not internet.
Dude, that's kind of how I am right now.
I know.
I got to play my game earlier. Like, it will only work online. And so I'm like, oh, I can finally play the game. I've waited an entire day for it to download off and on. Okay, so, Caldo on One Last Tomorrow.
One eye Lemmy or one eyed Lemmy?
I would say One Eye Lemmy.
Okay.
See, I think coming up with like titles is like half the fun.
Grocery shopping. Yeah, I gotta go grocery shopping a little later today.
Alright, I'm going crazy. How the fuck do you spell tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
That's what I did, and it's saying it's wrong.
It's definitely not wrong.
Okay, I see. It's because of the asterisks. It's like, you have an asterisk there? Yeah, that's wrong. So I wanted it to be italicized.
All right, so we've got those three. We got descriptions we need. Do you want to put somewhere in Discord that we need descriptions?
Yeah.
Is anyone other than the leads doing much other than like Sophie? We need to like do some kick in the butt.
Sure. I will.
Kick in the butt.
We need descriptions.
Spindle Strike.
Spindle Strike.
One Eye Lemmy, first mate.
And One Eye Lemmy.
All right. So we still have some outlines of some of these sections, but I'm just writing what I can write.
Yeah.
For now, so Captain Snags, this is about the Crabulous proposal.
Yeah, so
Maybe I'll just go outline these next sections just so we have an idea.
Brian's back to lurking. Brian, did you hear our title that we came up with? I think it's beautiful. Calderon, one last tomorrow. Oh, you know it'd be really cool, like naming convention for the chapters. As if they were based on time, and then they the last chapter, was titled "The Final Dawn."
What do you mean? So like make them all be like the one of them like high noon, hanging in the balance. One would be like the morning of contention.
Yeah, something like that.
Hang on. Did
if-
you just try to sneak your own name into
No,
a
that was me. No, that was actually me.
Uh-huh.
The dawn is in like sunset or sunrise.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
No, that was Colin's idea.
That was my idea, 100%.
Okay, and so we're talking about like an elven adventure, and it would be like an elven Cold War.
Mm-hmm.
I would put my video on, but it tanks the stream, so.
Oh. Should I take mine back off then?
No, you're maybe. Oh god. No, I think we're good.
Colin, your video is so crisp.
That's the new webcam.
Actually, Beth, it's tanking the stream.
Oh no. Okay, bye everyone.
Get out of here with your German internet.
Bruh.
Get to your internet, Donnie.
Yeah, right.
Honestly, but I mean, it's fine with Colin.
Yeah, one person. Your internet. Can
Yeah.
go one
Well, not
person.
just that, but also like his. Yeah.
I think it's my laptop, honestly.
Mm.
Anyway, so we're talking about an elven adventure, and it'd be like an elven Cold War.
Mm-hmm.
Some like basically two sides prepping for an inevitable conflict, and yeah.
Okay.
And the name we came up with was One More Tomorrow. Because tomorrow is uncertain.
What? Oh,
You cut out that.
another destiny. I probably peeked the
It sounds like a
microphone as
James
well,
Bond
haven't
movie.
I? Oh,
One Last Tomorrow.
so not Les
One
Mis.
last tomorrow.
One day more.
No,
Oh
not
my god. So in Les Mis, there's the one song that I swear I'm gonna sing the wrong lyrics and it's so bad and inappropriate, but I just hear it every time. It's the on my own, pretending he's inside me.
Oh god.
That's really
Anyways, and then Colin had the idea that the doomsday scenario would be called the Final Dawn.
because it would be fireballs raining from the sky, and
Right.
the sky would be orange like the dawn.
Which I thought was really cool.
No, so wouldn't it be the
Good
second
image.
dawn?
I mean, it depends when it happens. No, it would
No,
still
it'd
be
be
the
the last
Final
one.
Dawn.
Yeah, it's the last one because the idea is there's basically a nuclear style mutually assured destruction here. The two sides, archmages or whatever we want to call archmagi, whatever their highest level of magic users are, can summon super destructive magic. But it's deterrence, right? It's like that's why they haven't gone to war so far, is because they know this outcome is possible. So very actually
I feel
does
like I
mimic-
missed an important part of the story.
Well, I know. I was waiting for Johnny to say that part, but he never did.
What?
The
Wait, so
whole
when-
mutually assured destruction thing. So
No,
like,
when did Archmages come in?
it was a magocracy. It's always been a magocracy.
Oh, we're talking about the elves. I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
I
really?
said that before. Like, I preface this, the elf adventure
Okay.
would be called Calderon, One More Tomorrow.
Okay. See, I missed that part where we were talking about not the pirate one, and I was like, I'm confused.
That sounds like a... It's probably because you're too busy singing.
It's okay. Actually, what I'm really focused on right now, have you ever flown Delta? Like Delta Airlines?
Yeah, I have.
I'd like
know
to
those-
say I haven't.
Do you know those little cookies that they give you? The like Lotus Biscoff ones?
Uh-huh.
I found them at the commissary,
Uh-huh.
and I'm eating them now. It's like my favorite fucking thing.
How much attention does that require?
A lot, because I really like these.
Okay.
Skills challenge to navigate through the treacherous waters and near shore. I want to write that part. I'm excited to write this skills challenge part.
Hey, Phalar.
Howdy. I have a homebrew disorder.
I'd be like that sometimes.
You're going to have to
Understand.
elaborate on that. But yeah, so, and I was thinking we could name the chapters based on like time. So, oh my god, I just look over. There's like a whole paragraph.
Mm-hmm.
Dragon's Cuts is a disorder exclusive to humans, kobolds, and halflings, caused by those who have it to form lesions when exposed to magic, functionally acting as an intense allergy to magical energies. When a creature with Dragon's Cuts ends their turn with considered stage to the magical cut, they must make a
Oh gosh.
Constitution saving throw against its
Oh
DC.
gosh.
On a failed save, the creature takes 2d6 necrotic damage. Damage cannot be reduced or negated in any way. Well done.
I would have a hard time believing that it couldn't be reduced or negated. Like, what if a cleric casts protection from energy necrotic? Why would that not negate it? If you want to make a necrotic damage, it's got to have an energy, like it has an energy type. You get protection from that. You don't take damage. But otherwise, it's cool. Like it's a cool thing. I think
Well, I
it's
feel
a
like
disorder. So it's not a disease. It's not a curse. It's a disorder. Sounds more
That's
like a
what she
curse.
said.
Like, I don't think anyone who had it is going to be like, yeah, I have this disorder. They're going to be like, oh my god, I could die.
well, I also feel like if you're in like an anti-magic field, but like there's still a spell like outside the field within 30 feet, the energy wouldn't reach you. Does that make sense? It is a genetic
It's got
disorder.
the colossal hermit crab. It's a genetic disorder.
So,
No, I think it's a super cool idea. The way you've written it is pretty interesting and cool. But I think it's a pretty big boon, or like a
Bane.
boon is bad, right? Bane, yeah. That's a pretty. I mean, if an adventurer catches this,
Well,
it's
it's a
pretty
disorder, so
hindering.
they can't catch it. They
They
just have
catch it.
it.
No, you're right. If they're, yeah, I mean, but like,
So that
who's
means
gonna? Yeah,
you have to only play with it at like a higher level because like if you're low level, then like let's say the fucking spellcaster casts, just freaking arcane bolt or something.
yeah, and
Then
it shouldn't be any spell or magical effect. Yeah, you're right. It should be arcane. It should be like arcane in nature. So like, it wouldn't make sense if it like a divine magic or nature magic would also. That's just too omniscient. But if you want, because it's dragons would be arcane or elemental, or one of those two types. But yeah, still, my point is like, if I'm level 3, or if we're starting at level 3, and you're like, hey, you could have this disorder. What would be, as a PC? What would be the there's got to be an upside, or no one would ever do it. Like maybe.
yeah, it either has to be something they can contract, like they don't have a choice in it,
Or you have to start higher level.
yeah, or there has to be some kind of benefit.
That's adding I mean, that's a way to do it. You're adding a lot more context now, and you're adding a lot more like management. So now it's management, right? So like, I don't know. Like, how does this play out? That if you're a PC and you have this disorder and you have your anti-magic infused clothing, then it's nothing, unless they're naked.
What I don't understand why anyone would do it.
Right, there'd have to be something like, you could say, hey, you could have this disorder, but I'd let you take an additional feat every 4 levels. Sure, let's do that. Like, you got to give me something to take such a flaw, like such a damaging and hindering disorder. That's a real weakness. I guess with the clothing, it's not that bad, but still, like, with the clothing, it makes it very situational. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's got,
I'm too much of a mid-maxer to like accept having.
I'm not a min-maxer, but I still want to enjoy playing my character. And if it's a level 2 character with this, I'm not gonna have fun. I feel like I'm gonna be running away from, like, to roleplay. You got to run away from any magic. Anyone's casting magic, you got to get out of there, man. It could kill you. I mean, like,
Yeah.
Why would you be an adventurer if you had this disorder? That's the major question right there. Why would you choose to adventure if you have a disorder like this? Why not choose becoming a baker, a cook, something safe?
Yeah.
Wow, Colin, way to just tell them they can't do something because of a
That's not what I'm
disorder, you
saying.
ableist.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, I don't know, you have to be careful, because your players have to enjoy playing the game. And if in my mind, this has the potential to make someone go like, man, this is kind of a bummer. But
yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's no reason to have it other than to handicap yourself.
I mean, it's problem solving, it's character development. Maybe as they level up, they find better ways to management. That makes sense. But at low level, I feel like playing it would be not as fun. Maybe, but even if it's not, like, even if it's death sentence and you just roll a new character without the disorder, I don't know, but I don't know. It's a difficult. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. I'm not saying it shouldn't be out there. It's an option. It's always good to have the options. I just would find it difficult I find it difficult selling it to one of my characters without saying, I'll also throw in, you get an extra feat. You get a boost as well to balance out this hindrance.
Yeah. So, Beth, what do you think of the Elven Cold War?
I think it'd be cool.
Okay then. But yeah, so I think, Colin, that the final chapter should definitely be called like the Final Dawn, regardless of what happens, because I think it's just like a really good like conclusion chapter title.
Okay. Sorry, I'm back. So you said the last battle is
The last
um,
chapter, It's
last
called-
chapter.
the Final Dawn.
Okay, I'm gonna ask. We got to focus on chapter 2, Donnie.
Okay.
I've been going for an hour and I've done nothing,
That sounds like a personal problem.
and it's because it's because you keep asking my opinion on stuff.
Well,
That's
I-
later
Yeah.
on.
John.
Through this been distract. Distract.
So Beth, what do you think about like naming the chapters after like points of the day to build up to what would be dawn?
I think that would be cool, like a cool naming thing. Like start it with like midnight and
Yeah.
work through a full day.
Well, I think I think the second to last chapter would be like 1 hour to midnight or some crap like that.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, start it like morning or midday, and
Yeah.
then
I think starting it in the
circles full circle.
I think that'd be really cool to mention.
By the way, Beth, we
Mhm.
named the dwarven treasure ship Brackert's Vault.
Do not start with me right now.
We named Shark Boy's first mate.
Hang on. Give me a second to get to where I gotta go.
Oh. Andrew said, sounds like a bad pop punk band. What sounds like that?
Brackert's Vault.
Oh, Bradford's Fault.
Pop bunk? Pop punk? What?
Yeah.
Give me some examples of pop punk. Is that like Sum
Like
41?
Yeah.
no, I would say like 30 seconds of or nothing.
Okay.
A summer is like pop punk. Like it's a boy band but with snake bites, you know?
It's okay if you're old, Colin.
Yummy.
Bless you.
Oh, 1 hour to
Midnight.
midnight.
Ugh.
Oh yeah, that does sound like it.
Oh,
Yeah,
there is a
sorry.
Blink 180.
there,
Didn't hear your phone call.
there's one song that's called 5 Minutes to Midnight by a punk band that I really like.
Yeah, I think I've heard of it.
30 seconds to Mars and 5 minutes to midnight. 1 hour till death do its part.
Yeah, but so yeah, one of the chapters could, like Colin said, be like high noon or something. And then something dusk, something midnight, and then the final dawn.
Combat 3 times. Juvenile. Pelican Woman.
Okay, so what is the crab ship called?
Brackert. Brakurt. Brackert's Vault.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. Fan fiction. We could make a warped tour poster, like a Kenza warped tour with 1 hour to midnight.
Ooh. Colin, Andrew said the Devil's Hour.
3 a.m. is the witching hour.
The Witching Hour is a good title for the chapter. The Witching Hour would be like right before their final mission.
So I've heard of the witching hour. I just never knew like what hour was the witching hour.
3 o'clock.
Well, I know that now. So, but yeah, that can be like that. I guess would be like the second to last chapter.
Eggs. Good.
Honestly, high noon has like a double meaning because yeah, in like the Western, it's like a standoff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
exactly.
the story is a
That's-
standoff between.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know. That's
Thanks,
why
Pop.
I said it.
Well,
Don't you know?
You can't out dad the
I'm
dad joke,
full
okay?
of
Like
dad
he's there.
Full of
So I went to the zoo and I saw a baguette in a cage. I guess it was bred in captivity.
Okay. Why don't ants get sick?
Why?
Because they got little antibodies.
Where does the general
Wow, science and animal pun. Good job.
where does the general keep his armies? And his sleeveys.
That was weak.
It's something I heard long ago. Anyways. So high noon. Would that be the first chapter or the second?
I think that would be like second or third, because the first one should be like another morning.
Okay, so hang on. We're back on the.
Of course we are,
No.
Beth. I can't get
Sorry.
them off of it.
I'm sorry. I'm all over the place. I'm over here trying to get the Asana caught up. You keep adding shit.
That's just what we do.
Really low.
Bigger and better. Dig deeply and greedily.
Brian, if you're listening, I added your stupid thing in here. It's separated by names. You're welcome.
Yeah, I
Whatever
saw
you want in your board.
You know what I just
Touch
realized?
anybody else's. What?
We're gonna need a good, solid reason for the PCs and Darius to want to take Port Zarek back anyway. Why do they want to?
What if they kill Poppy?
What if Carlisle's like, boy, why didn't you fight back? Go get my port back.
No.
No.
That was a joke.
What if they kill Eric the Turtle?
Who is Eric the Turtle?
He's
not a turtle, he's a
he's
tortoise.
not a turtle. The tortoise. Yeah.
He's Poppy's pet turtle or tortoise.
Yeah.
And
He was
it's
a
like
picture.
the church, yeah.
Mhm.
What if he spilled the cabbages?
No. Okay, hang on. All right, so what if during the last attack there was a few people injured, right? And so they're in the infirmary underneath the church. And like you escaped during that skirmish, right? And like when there's supposed to be like a low-level pirate captain who is occupying the town to make sure that like peace is like helped, right? So what if there's a fight where you kill that pirate captain and like liberate the town, right? So Wyvern finds out that you've liberated the town and comes back and holds everyone in the infirmary, including Poppy, hostage. And they say, you come back, like, and you fight me as retribution, eye for an eye, for my captain, or I will kill everyone in this church.
I completely lost the beginning of that.
You mean, but like the church, you mean her cathedral, right? Because they're going to confront Wyvern. That's the thing. We can't have Wyvern come back and have them confront Wyvern yet.
Oh, right, yeah.
But
I guess
going along the same idea, what if the captain, what if like the girl lieutenant or whatever below captain, she left in charge of the town, boldly kind of did something that she shouldn't have. Like Wyvern wouldn't have done it, but this captain's trying to make a name for herself, you know, and like does something like
war crimes.
Maybe, yeah, something. It could be to the people, it could be to Poppy. Maybe she does. Maybe she cuts off Poppy's arm, like one of his arms or something.
What
She does
if?
something really rough, you know.
Hear me out. What if Carlisle tells Darius that his mother was actually in Port Zareth?
Hang on. What if the bad pirate who wants to have a name for herself allies with the bad shark boy and they burn down Port Zareth?
Because Shark Boy's already involved in the story as of like a potential ally.
Oh, but they're bad.
Well-
they're like super bad though.
They're cutthroats, yeah, but they still owe Darius money, and that's why.
And you don't fuck with Carlisle.
Mm.
That's how you get broken kneecaps.
But it would make sense that maybe Darius's mom, Ethel. Let me go back up to the love triangle here. I think it's got to be something else.
Like to get them to come back to Port Zareth or to get them to chase Wyvern?
Just to come back to free Port Zareth. They know they're not ready to go after Wyvern yet, but there's got to be a reason for them to try to at least free Port Zareth. It could be like someone tells them that like the only way Wyvern, the only way you're going to get other pirate bands on this could work. The only way you're going to get pirate bands to join you is to prove that Wyvern has a weakness. And maybe, hopefully the NPCs can lead them to realize that her weakness is she's starting to spread too thin. She can't be everywhere that she's claiming authority over. So if you can take Port Zareth back, you can show all these pirate bands that she spread herself too thin, and a large enough group could potentially stop her.
If you make God bleed, people stop believing in him.
Yeah. So maybe it's also like guys.
Okay, ready.
Ding. That's the initial part, right? They want to prove that she's spread too thin. They think they can do it to free the people, but when they get there and free the people, they find what this captain has been doing, and they use it as propaganda. Basically, and once Wyvern finds out about it, she's gonna be super pissed because that's not how she runs the ship. Yeah, and so she's pissed off that this captain went against her like mission and against her dogma, but at the same time, she's mad because this band exposed her and defeated her forces, like took back one of her occupations. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so we just have to figure out what the captain was doing that goes against what Wyvern does.
Yep. And it's like, it's got to, it's got to be the like humans. It's got to be the like the population that people care about, because obviously they don't care about the damn Fadari. Yeah. What could it be? Maybe maybe she forced.
Sorry, my husband started vacuuming.
Isn't that your job?
Oh boy.
Sorry, I've been spending too much time with Brian.
Okay, so Wyvern follows, like, her big thing is that she is like quote unquote a priestess of Ambacca, who is lawful evil, right?
Okay.
So she does like shitty things.
To her word, yep. But she holds to her word.
Exactly. And she promised Poppy that if they surrendered, that their town would not be harmed.
Yep. And so obviously I think it should be twofold. There should be something that the captain's doing to the people, and then Poppy tries to confront her about it, saying that this isn't the way Wyvern would want it, and the captain does something really bad to Poppy.
Okay, so maybe she's created like some kind of like monopoly on something. Like you have to pay to get like to use the wells or something like that, right? Like
That's
you're
good.
surrounded by all this water, but you can't have like the stuff that you need to drink. So maybe you have to pay a toll to use the wells, right?
And her, like the pirate band, any of Wavern's band, openly flaunt their free access to the resources too.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know, like they just sit at the water well and they drink and they like pour water out on the ground and
Mhm.
they're just dicks.
Yeah. And so then Poppy goes and says, like, we need the water to heal the people that have been hurt, like when the city was taken over. Like what you're doing isn't right. And you know that, Wavern wouldn't allow this. She promised that the city would be safe, she promised that people wouldn't be harmed, and like what you're doing isn't okay. And maybe she's like, you hear that, everyone? Like, what I'm doing isn't right. How awful for everyone. And then maybe, yeah. And then it's gotta be something. Because remember, he was a pirate. Like he was.
Carlisle? No,
Poppy.
No, Poppy.
Yes, Poppy.
Like
okay.
he was a bad bitch. Like so he knows how to fight, but he's just chosen to not like. Violence is like his no-go anymore.
Sure.
So maybe she attacks him and he doesn't fight back.
No. Wait, she fights him and he doesn't fight back?
Yeah, so maybe she
No.
attacks him.
I think it
And
should be a pretty wicked duel. I think that she should like barely defeat him or cheat. Maybe she cheats. Maybe she throws sand in his eyes or something.
Are Poppy and Carlisle friends?
I would
Like a
say
mutual,
so.
like a mutual respect kind of thing.
I would say
Poppy
so.
and who?
Carlisle.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Well,
I'd
like
say
they're
so
both
too.
they're both seasoned travelers and adventurers, right?
Maybe they served on the same crew for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that would be a neat little detail.
So here's what I'm thinking about adding. In this chapter, after the debt's fulfilled, they finally get to Carlisle's. And if they choose, the cutthroats will come with them. At Carlisle's, there's going to be a small ship, like a personal scoop or something there. Someone escaped Zareth to come to Carlisle to tell them what happened, and will portray the story of the situation, the conditions, Poppy's like resistance to it, and then the duel. He'll describe the duel, and then he'll describe whatever Poppy's punishment was after he lost the duel.
Yeah. By the way, excuse Andrew while he quotes Toby Keith.
What if she pulls out like a small pistol out of her boot and like shoots him in the chest?
But I think, we really want to make her wicked. I'm imagining like this good description of this awesome duel where she's just a little bit better and she cheats to get that extra edge to finish him. Like she's going to be pretty skilled. I think we should make her, because she'll be like not the BBAG, but like the small bag, S bag.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So like maybe she like hurts him, right, somehow. Like very Karate Kid, right? Like maybe she like kicks it, like gets him in the knee or something. And she's gonna win because he's hurting, right? And maybe she gets him in the knee one more time. And he goes down, but that, she's like, yeah, that's right. Like, who? And like he goes to get back up, right? Because he's Poppy and that's what he does. And but then she gets mad, right? She's like, how dare you like still try to stand up to me, just like accept that you lost, old man, like this is the end.
What if she cuts off his dreads and sticks him in the hanging cages?
Yeah.
It's like the
Or-
final intro.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got to be something dirty. It's got to be like some part of him that is hurt, right? Like maybe he like limps a little, or
Well,
you
what if
know.
like she doesn't have to just cheat once? What if she just fights dirty the whole time?
But see, he wouldn't. I feel like he wouldn't continue to fight her if he was fighting dirty. Like if she was
Or-
doing it the whole time.
But see, it's not like he would
Yeah.
just stop and get killed. You know?
But yeah, I mean, it's one of those. It's a very somatic scene. I see what Beth is saying, like where he does keep standing up, but he doesn't like after she cheats or after she gets him, and he knows he's like maybe after twice or something, he knows that this is what she wants. She wants to humiliate him. So he does kind of put down his sword. He stands back up. She kind of knocks him down. And she stands back up, and finally, she realizes she either has to kill him or do something, and so she goes for humiliating him by cutting off his dreads and throwing him in a cage.
Here, I'll be right back.
Well, the dreads are a wig, aren't they?
No, they're kind of like, I think there's like a headband that holds them in place. I think you should have a headband that holds them in place.
Hang on a second.
We have 3 descriptions we need to add to the list of these descriptions.
Okay.
Here, we need the Spindle Strike, we need Captain Snag's Snaggletooth, and One Eye Lemmy First Mate.
Okay. So I need. We've got. What is it called? The Spindle Strike?
Spindle Strike, yep.
Is it all one word?
Yes. Hey, Ira's back. Pretty much back.
Okay. I'm trying to. I know there's 4 of them. There's the Crab Ship, which is Lockert's Vault, Spindle Strike, Large Marge, the Patila.
Oh, and then the Ula Bula.
The Hula Bula.
The Hula Bula.
But then also the Siren Song. A lot of boats.
You like making boat maps, right?
Bro, I'm so fucking done with these stupid ass folks.
We're gonna need one for the treasure ship. We're gonna, like
I know.
Brackhurt's Vault's gonna be the next one.
I know.
But that one should be fun because you can do some cool textures. Because you gotta imagine like this thing would be a beast of like a fortress,
Yeah.
and maybe like reinforced metal like decks and stuff.
Mhm.
It'd be fun.
Okay, so that's the ship.
Crabulous proposal.
Okay, so this is chapter 2, right? Is what we're talking about?
This is all. Look at all we have left to do in chapter 2. We're not even close.
Okay, so you were saying we need to add descriptions to Whomst?
We need one for Shark Boy.
Captain Snag's Snaggletooth. You can call him Shark Boy for short.
We need one for One Eye Lemmy.
One Eye Lemmy.
And then the ships. So
So she's the baddie pirate captain, right? Is the Snaggletooth one?
yeah, he is.
What's her name?
The one at Kenza
Where? Shark Boy.
or at Zara.
Oh, we don't know her name yet. We haven't made her name yet.
Okay, so One-Eyed Lenny is who?
The
One
first
Eye
mate of
Lemmy.
the Spindle Strike. So
Yeah,
Captain Snag's first mate.
Yeah.
He's coming with Captain Snags and the crew to board the ship, while the rest of Snag's crew distracts the colossal hermit crab. What do giant hermit crabs eat, you think?
Giant algae. So seaweed, maybe.
I don't know.
Snag. Shark Boy is the. So what is his like full name?
Captain, and then in parentheses, Snags, Snaggs, Snaggletooth.
Yeah. So, oh, by the way, for the ship, the crab ship, the one cool thing about it is it doesn't have to be intact because it's not floating or anything. So it can have like pieces of the
Oh,
cake.
totally.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it could have like pieces of rock sticking through it and shit.
Probably should, like, that's how they get into the actual treasure compartment of it, is there's probably like a big gash on one side through the metal reinforcement or something. This time.
What is the guest password?
Welcome to our home.
Welcome to our home.
Mm-hmm. Capital W. Don't forget we're waiting for the pizza.
What?
I hope you can hear the doorbell. We're waiting for pizza.
What?
This is not inappropriate.
It just started playing. I'm playing a different song. This is the one that came on.
You should probably.
Yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
How long would it take to get from around here somewhere? So which is that? That's right here to here.
are you talking about from Carlisle's place to Elamore's Tooth?
Not quite Carlisle's. Remember, they spot Shark Boy's ship within Scurvy Strait. So like probably right here in Scurvy Strait over to Elamore's Tooth. That'd be at least like, because we said from Port Zareth to Selna's it would be like what? What did we say? Did we say?
I don't think we did, but I imagine it'd be like a few days, like minimum.
Just a few days sail. So we'll say like this was like 2 days. Just two. I'll change it. Just 2 days. Sail. So if that's 2 days, that's like 2 blocks. So this 1 day or 2 days, 4 days, 7 days. Unless we want to change the scale.
That's how sailing is, you know.
Well, I guess you have a scale on this map, but maybe we should look it up.
Did we have what was the name for the elf pirates?
Yeah, we have it. No, we don't have the name of their ship.
Not their
Oh, I
ship.
thought it was the Kraken is their ship. What
She's
do you
talking
want?
about the band, like
Yeah, what are
the
they
name of pirates.
I mean, they'd just be the Kraken. That's just their name.
The Kraken.
Crackalacken.
Mhm.
What's Kraken? What was I doing?
Riding?
Yeah, but what? I was doing something.
Sorry.
You're measuring the distance and time.
That's what I was thinking. 2 miles per 48 miles per day. Ship galley. You'd say there's probably like I'd say yeah, like 70 miles per day. That's not too that's not even these is big. So this is yeah, it would take quite a while, I bet. So how many miles is 250 kilometers? It's gonna be a little less. 155 miles. So yeah, like 2.5 days to go 1 square.
And how many squares is it?
Like 2 days. 2 days to go 1 square. And
Okay.
it was three squares. I think we need to change the scale. We can always change the scale though, right?
Yeah.
You mean you don't want a travel montage? I thought the whole reason we were making it a little bit more travel-y was so that they could have random encounters in the ocean.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So, I mean, 6 days isn't really that bad.
Well, 6 days. 6 days is just from Port Zareth to there. To get to Alamor's Tooth, that's gonna be a long way. Now we're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 squares. So
You
12
want
days.
you want to change its location?
No,
Call a different island Alamor's too?
no, I think it's fine. 12 days is fine. I mean, that's good because that gives enough time for enough like stuff on Zareth to like develop, right?
12 days is a good amount of time for them to.
Well, that's one way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So 24 days roughly.
24 days.
it's almost a month. Well, yeah, almost a month of them messing everybody up. Everything's dirty, everything smells, nothing's being taken care of.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because I mean, that'll be a drastic enough difference where like the like bustling port town that you once entered now is desolate. It smells. It's bleak. Like you hear jeering, and you know everybody's running when you walk through the streets. Like
Girls are on the corner offering you juice.
Cool. Okay. So then
should we have the captain and some of her crew partaking in Lotus?
Sure. So I like how, and I'm serious, and I like this, how he came up with this drug idea that's integral to the region, but it's not like the center of the story. You know?
Mm-hmm. Underlying plot lines. There's 5 pirate factions, yeah?
I think so.
So which one am I missing? I've got the Saltbeard Brothers, Shark Boy, the Thespians, the Fadari, and
Name them again?
I've got the Saltbeard Brothers, which is the dwarves,
Yeah.
Shark Boy, the Elf Thespians, the Fadari.
Oh, there's that business one. Like smugglers and shit. I forgot what they're called though.
Huzzah is hot.
Okay. I think they were called the Mead Mates, right?
Colin, can you scroll up?
Scroll up here.
Yeah,
How far up?
to the pirate names, pirate factions. There. Word tongue wears.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, that's why I had Tom scroll up.
This is probably a pretty good place for me to end today.
We have not edited the Sonari.
Huh?
Read that
Yeah.
page. Okay.
Captain Salty Test Tackles.
Okay. Just make sure. That's weird. Tracking.
That's totally canon for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's about on track.
I'll wait till Beth is done with this, but then
Okay, so what do we have for the elves then? I can only kind of read it.
it says Master Thespians. We did have a name that they are the Larkspur Thespian Society.
Got it.
Captain Longshanks and First Mate Scurvy Legs McGee.
Hi, Beta 5.
Out of there. We always get this. We always get someone new right as we're about to end.
Beta
Yellow.
5's been here before.
Oh, cool.
I'm pretty.
How did we feel about Captain Longshanks having a pet monkey named Macaque?
Can we give it to the
Nice,
Padari? You roll up. It's Captain Salty Test Tackles and Macaque.
Oh. Okay, so the Shark Boy one we don't have a name for. Just the Cutthroats. That seems really basic.
Well, he's a basic bitch.
Okay, I guess. So the Salvia Brothers, the Cutthroats.
Oh yeah, that's basically all we do, Beta.
No, we do art.
We plan in every stream though.
That's true. We do plan every stream.
Like
art
with
stream.
Colin, we do writing, but with like Andrew, we do art, and we came up with the elves, the Cold War. With Beth, we
It's
talk all
true.
kinds of crap. With Brian, we look at Excel and we lose all our viewers.
Beth, do you want to take over, or you want to be done?
No, I gotta go for a little bit.
And I don't have anyone to replace her, so.
All right, we should call it.
Okay.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, Bader, if you want to come by the Discord, we can chat some if you like. Otherwise, we're gonna call it a day.
Yeah, keep us in mind. We do kind of we have several different shows and sections that have different different stuff.
We stream pretty much every weekday, and then depending on like if we have something on weekends too. Why not? Just wait till you get Stockholmed.
Cool. I haven't seen the sunlight in 3 damn days.
Oh, throwback.
I actually really don't like it.
When you did see it, it was the Final Dawn.
Narrated by the Final Donnie.
Haha.
All
right.
Yeah. All right. So Thanks for coming by. Have a
Yeah,
great.
thanks for hanging out,
Take care,
friends. We
everyone.
appreciate you.
We'll see you. Have a good weekend. It's Friday.
Yeah, it is Friday. Friday.
Hopefully soon we'll maybe set up playtesting on weekends. I'll try for that. Yeah, I think we should try for like a Saturday afternoon or something.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.